Hey, we're live. Talk about being thrown into the frying pan, Rita. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure my connection. Can you hear me okay?
I can't hear you. Hey, my name is Revolution McKinnis, and we're just having a couple of technical glitches here, so I just jumped in real quick. Rita's a friend of mine. We do work together at the nonprofit that I'm a part of. Rita does social justice, racial equity work. She's got a book coming out, and she's just it's really great. Rita, I think you would really love this platform as a way to connect, with women and all kinds of folks. And you're brand new, and it's crazy right now doing one of these marathons. But also get a little bit about your book and what you have a podcast too, right? And talk about women and power, that kind of stuff. Because I'm going to be quiet.
Just a general question. Just small question, Revolution. I expect nothing less of you. Can you hear me okay? Because it looks like at some point that I was freezing.
And Bobby is she's like my co-host on our show R&B, so Bobby might be able to answer the question too. But go ahead, Rita. Oh, we lost her for a sec.
I'm here.
Hey, Liza.
Hello,
Go
Liza.
ahead, Rita.
Oh, Liza should come up here. Oh, Petula is here as well. Hello, Petula. We have another amazing woman right in here. I am so happy you could make it. Wow, you look so beautiful. I love that. So bright. Happy.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. I just got off from work and now I'm here, excited and pumped. It's International Women's Day. Why not? Be pumped. It's our day.
I know, but it's our day every day, girl. I mean, whoa. I mean, we're not stopping being women and having all women's problems and everything if it's not International Women's Day. But this is a date that we can bring awareness. So let men know some things that we go through, men that don't know. But women from across the world can raise their voices today and talk about all issues. So highlight issues that's going on, and maybe people in power, can make changes,
Yes.
So Petula, I think there is some noise on your computer. Either put the voice down, or because I can hear some noise, background noise on your computer.
You're better. It's better now.
Hello. Yeah, because it was like a background noise and it's distracting. You're looking very beautiful, by the way. And we have Rita here. And
hi,
Red.
Rita. Hi.
Hi.
Nice
to meet you.
So Petula is one of my sister's friend, Donica, that is here watching us. Even though she was supposed to call kids at school, she's here supporting. For Rita. What? Oh, okay. So pretty much she introduced me, and I had to invite her on my channel to introduce her to a Hubs community, and especially just to bring her on Hubs because she's so amazing, so motivational, and I'm sure she'll inspire so many women out there and young girls especially. And she's got this saying, you know what? I'm gonna let you say it because address the lovely motto of yours. Should I say it or will you say it?
Well,
Creating your signature look.
Yes.
And you go.
Creating your signature looks by styling your confidence.
Awesome. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, she's you know what? Shall we go from there? Because I know some people didn't come during my live broadcast, and here we are. I wanted to say, can you introduce yourself a little bit to the Hubs community on this channel, just in case they missed our interview? You guys can catch interview on my channel, but I'll let Petula just introduce herself to the world out there. So take it away, Petula. Give us an introduction.
Thank you once again, Hubs, for having me. And Petula, who is Petula? Petula is a mother of two, a beauty expert, a 5-time Emmy Award winning hairstylist, and a motivational speaker. But before I wore all those hats, you know, I am from a small island called Nevis. It's 36 square miles. It is so beautiful. I always tell people it's the size of a dot. Like you can put a dot, voila, you in Nevis. But growing up in Nevis, you know, I had so much confidence. I can remember when I was like 3 years old and I had an afro and I was feeling good. But when I turned 6 years old and went to school and started being with my peers, my confidence was taken away from me. I was robbed because they told me I was an ugly girl. I was a very tall girl and still tall. I stand 6 feet tall if I stand up right now, and very dark as you can see, and I had big feet. So they didn't know what to think of me, so they just said, "Oh, you ugly." So when they told me that, my confidence was taken away from me. And my mom, when I went home and asked her, "Why do I have to look this way? Why?" And she said, you know, in my accent, I will tell you, she said, "Petty, you a beautiful girl. And when you grow up, they're going to want you and you're not going to want them." So that was in my head. I was wondering, how can I purchase beauty? I wanted to look like my peers. I wanted to have light skin because some of them was lighter than me. I was the darkest one and the tallest one. So I wanted to have light skin and I wanted beautiful hair. So that's how I started. When I moved to America, I went into the beauty field. And that's how I started my career. So, you know, that's pretty much a little bit about me. And then I told myself, I didn't just want to be a typical hairstylist. I wanted to be a hairstylist with a purpose. I wanted to help other ladies that got their confidence taken away from them, or who look like me and they felt ugly, for them to discover themselves, to let them know that they're one beautiful human being. And that's how I really started in the beauty field. I always tell people I started by default, but it was one of the best default that ever happened to me in my life.
Amazing story. I mean, like, you shared more of it on my channel, but as I said, guys, have a look at that interview. But I love like how like kind of when you share your story, it does connect, but it gives hope to other young girls out there, because how the social media is these days, so much pressure. It's so much pressure to look a certain way. We all like editing photos, and we are told that, you know, that is from the magazines we see. Like, me and you work in the beauty industry, so we do a lot of that, the makeup and the glam and glitz, you know, but behind the scenes everybody is just a normal person. Remove all that makeup, you know, we're just humans pretty much. So you put that, and people see the magazines, and the little girls, I mean, the teenagers, and they all want to look like the girls in the magazines. So it's up to us to set the standards and to say, hey, that is the job, you know, and that's, but also to kind of put different types of women, not just this, you know. Now they are opening it up a little bit, you know, but how it was, you have to be certain way. I mean, for Christ's sake, the models have died from, you know, starvation because they are told you're too fat. I know a model that I worked with. She opened her own business then, but she's a big advocate and talks about how the designer told her to lose weight, and she was only size 6, you know, and how much thinner could she get. So, you know, we have to raise that standard. We have to speak up that is not okay. It's being healthy is okay, and being acceptable how we look, because as we were talking, we are all unique. We have to shine our light. We have to let our uniqueness shine and our personalities shine. We don't have to feel, you know, this coronavirus pandemic has kind of worked for well, it is bad, but it's also good, because in some ways we have let our guard down. We are like comfortable. I have my biggest investments is loungewear and like pajamas. I'm just in pajamas all day. I would put a top on top. I mean, today I am dressed. I have a pair of jeans because I went out with my son. But, you know, we're not really caring. We're just being us, you know. That's it. And thanks to, like, you have audio only kind of apps now as well. You just talk to people and connect. But we want to make that to raise our voices and share our stories and our backgrounds, where we come from, because we kind of, have we keep it to ourselves. And I'm so happy that you speak up. I love Caribbean. I lived in the Caribbean, and being an island girl and so tall. I mean, people must have been a bit jealous, to be honest. And, when you see something good or great, you fear the greatness, and you have to put that greatness down. So, to kind of get their confidence down. But I'm so happy you kept up, and mom, urged you, and you got there. But how I see it, it was your calling from the story you shared. I like you to share a little bit of the story, how you got into the makeup and working for Robin as well. So if you talk a little bit about that, because it's fascinating. She's like thinking it and it comes to life.
Yes, I mean,
that story.
So basically, I shared with you the beginning of my journey into the beauty field. So after I graduated cosmetology school, I started working for myself in the local community, helping young ladies that look like me. And like I said, if their confidence were down, build it up. But I wanted more for myself, and I got 2 children, and I was like, now it's time to get to the next level. So, being from a small island, 36 square miles, I grew up without electricity. So I never really watched television, because if you don't have electricity, you don't have a television, right? So, so I was watching television one day, and I wanted more for myself. So when I was watching the television, I saw this young lady, and I said, you know what? I would love to do hair for a celebrity. But then I started having that conversation within myself, that conversation, you be doubting yourself. And I answered myself and said, no, you don't look like a celebrity hairstylist. And that was fear talking. But anyway, you know what I did? I uprooted myself, and I went to work at a salon where I can get the experience to work with a celebrity hairstylist. Because I believe, right, when preparation meets opportunity, you have success. So basically what I was doing, even though I doubted myself and told myself that I couldn't do it, I went ahead and prepared myself for better. I did not know where I was going to end up. But this is a true story. So after a year working as an apprentice, and mind you, I was working for myself already for 8 years, at a local salon, but I wanted to be more on the international platform. And about a year after, I received a phone call from one of my girlfriends, and she is a celebrity hairstylist, and she asked me to assist her with one of her celebrity clients. And then I said, you know what? Okay. I wanted to say no, because I already talked myself down and saying like, oh, I don't look like a celebrity hairstylist. But I said yes. I did it afraid. Like the Nike's commercial, just do it. But I did it afraid, right? And when she told me who it was, I wasn't sure of who it was, because like I said, I don't watch television. But when I looked at the television the next day, lo and behold, it was the same person that fear told me no a year ago. It was the same person that I wanted to work with. And that was none other than the #1 news journalist in America, Miss Robin Roberts for Good Morning America. Amazing. And there's where I earned my 5 Emmys by working on the news channel. So, I always tell people that I turn my adversities into assets. So sometimes, when people putting you down, you just have to keep pushing forward, and you can turn it into the best thing in your life.
Yeah, definitely. And you shared the story. I was, what, you're speaking now, and the hair on the back of my neck kind of rose. It is touching, because it's like you kind of beat all odds, but you also wanted it. You visualized it, and it worked, and everything you've wanted it has happened. And because you're sharing the story of the Great Wall of China, and that was so funny, but there is a pattern there, and that's what I said. You have to do this, continue doing it, because for you it works. Your angels are looking, upon you, and it's so good.
I'm all about, Bobby, I'm all about speaking life. You have to give life into anything that you want on this earth. Whatever you put out is going to come back to you. They always say karma, and I believe in karma. So whatever you put out, if I want something right now, I'm going to speak it, I'm going to sing it, I'm going to believe it. And eventually, some way, shape, or form, it happens. And sometimes we get upset with ourselves because we think, oh, it's just not happening. It's not our timing. But you just have to be ready when the time comes. That's why I always say you have to prepare yourself, because you never know when that opportunity is going to arise.
Exactly.
You never know.
Yeah,
So it's
I am
all
the
about,
same.
putting it out to the universe and let something happen.
Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, like anything I want. See, I've had that since I was little. I just visualize it. I put it out there in universe, and like my hubby says, you got the luck of the devil. I say no, I got the angels and God looking after me. Because everything I've ever wanted kind of just comes to fruition because I think it, I believe it, but I speak it. I say, okay, God, I need this now, and I know it's gonna come. So I believe it, it's gonna come, no matter what it is. I don't know how, but I know that God works in mysterious
Oh,
ways,
yes.
and it just comes to me. It's just so funny. I was like speaking to Donna until 3:30 in the morning, and we were sharing all these stories and things that how lucky I am. And I know I'm lucky, and I know I'm loved. God loves me. And she says, it's because you are the angel of peace. That's what my sister calls me. I am the angels of peace. And she sees that. I got the white light, apparently, the angel of peace. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah. Oh, I'm listening to you, girl. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Donna is here as well. But pretty much I just speak it, and opportunities when they arise, right? We think, God, why are you not sending me? God is sending you opportunities all the time. We just need to open our eyes and grab them, because when sometimes you're reaching for the sky, right, you thinking of the big picture, but you have to take those steps to
The
reach.
baby steps.
So smaller opportunities gonna come your way. So I think that's how I am. I would grab them because they're gonna take me to my final destination. So by grabbing them, I know that it's going to take me through the whole alphabet, A, B, C. I might skip some letters, but I'm gonna reach my destination no
Yes.
matter what. And that's why when people say, oh wow, but from your upbringing and what you've gone through, and you are so positive, and you are like achieving so much, and oh, but you already have a big community. No, I've worked hard, but I took baby steps. And I teach people that. I say, don't ever like doubt yourself. Just do your whatever you do, be true to yourself. Be
Yes.
passionate of what you do, because people feel that passion. People feed of your passion, and your truth. When you speak truth, you always gonna like go forward. Don't be scared of raising your voice, of sharing your story, because we have that fear of being judged. And we were talking about that when our pretty interview. And when you said to me, once I stopped that fear of being judged or what people gonna say, and from the island, because we come from smaller places, then you were free. You said, boom, I was born, right? So that's how I see it as well. And we aligned there, and I loved your story. And I am like proud to know you through my sister there. Thank you, Donna, for the lovely introduction. But she thinks so highly of you. And I know why, because now that we've spoken a few times, you are like a light, a beacon of light for many, many. And I hope that you do broadcast on hubs and share your story. I know that you will, though. And we're going to do the beauty kind of section, and you're going to motivate people how to dress their confidence, to style
Style your confidence.
in their confidence. Because yes, a lot of women, they know it all, they have it all, but they lack that confidence, that push to take the next step.
You know what I would like to share as well, because I work with celebrities each and every day, and the sad thing is they look at celebrity like, oh, I want to be like this celebrity or that celebrity. Celebrity, it's a title, it's their job, that's what they do. But in order for them to style their confidence, they had to sit down and dig deep and find out who they are from within as well. And if you're trying to be like someone else, then you would never be able to discover yourself. But like I said to each and every one, like because of COVID, we all became the celebrity, instant celebrity, because we all showing up on virtual social media virtually and stuff like that. So now we definitely need to bring out the celebrity from within us and just enjoy who you are. And the reason why I love talking to women and like sharing and helping and uplifting women is because I'm a product of the product. I've been there. I've been broken down. I've been I thought all these things of myself and everything, and then I turn it around. And because of turning things around, I am who I am. And that's why I want to share and spread the light throughout the whole world. Because at the end of the day, we are unique human beings.
Yeah, each one of us, each one. There is not two alike, no matter what. And I agree with you. I agree with you. And I never been kind of phased because I work with celebrities, and most of the time I have no clue who they are because I don't watch TV. I'm either Periscope, Hops, and I sometimes I feel bad, because it's like, if you're working with celebs, you should do your research, but I don't care. I do my job. I just leave. Only when I get tagged, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I know that show, kind of thing. But I'm not phased and I never been all my life. I never been like, oh my God, going crazy, because how I see it and what I tell everybody is just because they are there, because they are in the public eye, more visible. That's why they have a name, but you can do it too. I mean, Hops is the best place. You can become your own celebrity.
We are all celebrities.
Precisely. I have my own TV channel here. I'm reaching millions, hundreds of millions, not just millions, So
And
I am reaching, right.
And
so it's like during these 6 years, yes, I have reached hundreds of millions, not just millions. Okay. So I know the impact, and my voice carries weight. I am sharing my voice. I'm sharing my stories. I make people laugh. I make people cry. We share our life stories. And that's how my coffee chat show started, because they just loved it. It's down. Let's get down and dirty and share, talk about everything. So that's what we do, We're like with our friends having a coffee. But now with Hops, it changed a bit. It's even better because I can share this broadcast in more than 6 platforms, right? I can even add 10 pages or groups. And I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook now, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Periscope, I'm on Hops, I'm on Twitter. So everybody will be able to see. So this is your own TV pretty much. All you need is a channel and share your stories, raise your voice. You have something you believe in, raise awareness for a cause, for whatever you want to do. And this is your own TV channel pretty much. And it's free. What is better than that? It's free. So you have it and you lack confidence. Listen, confidence come. It's like practice make perfect. You're going to do it like 5 minutes first day, 10 minutes, until people will come in and they will support you, because this community is so amazing and they all support each other. And don't feel shy. That's why I tell people, just think you have one person watching you. That person is important. Okay. Because think of us two are in a coffee chat, we're just having coffee, or just doing a private like broadcast, but just having chat, and we're going to have each other's attention because we need that to communicate and to relate. So it's the same. So don't be fazed by the numbers. Numbers grow when people, if you are honest and you be true to yourself, people will love you. People will support you in your journey, and they are more forgiving than you would think, because this is a raw news. This is right there. I don't know. My green screen could fall right now, and I'm like, whoops, showing all my background. And this is, people love that. That's why they love the social media. But as I said, now you can be your own personality, your own celebrity, your own TV station to raise your, awareness.
Your awareness, yeah.
Talk about anything you want, pretty much, because you have the opportunities. That's what I say.
Awesome.
Don't be fazed by the status of a celebrity just because somebody is more visible. It doesn't mean that they might be like good people either, because we can meet people, is bad people and good people in all areas, in all walks of life. But how I see it, like, I have a platform. I try to help because I've built this platform from ground zero, from having people 1 and 5 people watching. Now I get 50 and 100,000 and 200,000 people watching, so pretty much I use that because now I have gotten there. I'm using it for good. I highlight amazing people, stories. I bring in, because I can do that now, because I want to elevate others. Okay. I work hard to build my community, but now I want to offer to my community, a little bit more. I want to showcase other people's work, not just mine, other artists, other amazing people like yourself, to highlight your achievement, to, just say, hey, well done, Betula. And I'm so proud of you.
And it takes a village to build a community. And it is. You're building a village, and you're building strong communities. And that's what we as women should all be. Just build that village one by one until we build that great community. And then we go over, take that community and start building villages all over the world. And it's just spreading the love, spreading the light, sharing. Those are the things that build the village that turn into great communities. And I'm so happy, and I'm just glad that I'm from, a small island. It's very small, but it's very, very beautiful. And if anyone wants to go there right now, you can go for a staycation, because I call it a vacation, meaning you can work and you can have a vacation at the same time, because of COVID. But just because being from that small island, I've learned to be so humble, and to know that, I forgive my peers, because they didn't know any better, society said one thing, and when you're from such a small island, you just figure what you see, or what they're saying, what the masses are saying, you run with it. And now I was able to get out of that island and be able to educate myself and learn more about what is beauty. Beauty is not about hair and makeup and accessories. Beauty is a gem that lives within you, and you just have to uncover it and just make it shine. And I was able to do that, and that's what I do. I just spread the light all over the world to help ladies who are in those areas that need the help.
Yeah, uplifting each other, not tearing each other down, because sometimes us women are very, a lot of women, very catty, and we like try, because I see that happening all over social media, tearing each other down, and like, oh, she's too fat, she's too thin, her hair looks like that, her teeth, we have to stop that. We have to uplift each other. We have to kind of push each other and celebrate that diversity, because we're all unique. It has to start with us also, being kinder to ourselves, first of all, because unless you love yourself and completely accept yourself with flaws, love your flaws. Yes, I love my love handle. Yes, I love a little bit of wobbly, tummy. I don't mind, because that reminds me, I gave birth to a beautiful, beautiful, amazing son. So that is my journey, and it's like getting wrinkles. I would love my wrinkles. Why not? Because I laugh a lot. It shows that I've enjoyed my life. My sister always says, because she's a dermatologist, because I have a couple of, it's not like it's a frowning line. I never let her touch, because I'm scared of needles also, but I never let her touch my face, right? I only use creams. I love my frowning lines, because first of all, I'm an expressive person. I'm like, oh, with hands. But yeah, I frown if I'm like looking like what, or if I'm laughing a lot, of course, I'm going to have my wrinkles. And pretty much, I accept myself with all the flaws, with everything. And I talk about my flaws. People laugh. Oh my God, you're just talking about what I was thinking, but I can't say that. Why can't you? I mean, I talk about everything, because those are daily things, daily challenges and things us women go through, and why shouldn't we talk? Why should we keep it like hush hush? Because by us talking, we make it normal. We make it's the norm to talk, or about mental illness, or about anything we go through. because by us talking, everybody else will talk, and it will gonna become like, hey, let's go pop to the shop and buy some bread. Talking about, hey, I fell down, I'm suffering from depression this month. But if you say something, they're gonna say, ooh, she's a lunatic, or, oh, you're scared that somebody's gonna take your kids and put them in foster care because you're not capable of raising your child. So a lot of women don't go get help, for mental illness. So
I
it's a
know.
lot of work to be done, I think. What do you think about that?
Well, there's a lot to be done. And, I was just, while you were talking, I was just thinking, because I looked at a comment and someone said they used to run a place for a homeless shelter for 7 years, and they used to go out and teach the ladies how to dress. That was really, really good, because for me, I did my charities Uplifting You. Like, I love to uplift people. And what I've been doing, I've been helping young ladies who are incarcerated, the teenagers pretty much. And I go in and I did it a whole year. I went in and I teach them how to style their confidence, because I wanted them to know that they're not alone. While they're incarcerated and waiting to come back into society, I teach them how to have a presence in the world, because maybe no one never really helped them out. So sometimes we see people and we judge them, or we don't really take time out. But what I do, I try to go into the trenches or into the villages and the areas where I see that we should plant a seed into lives. And so that's what I've been doing. I try to give back to the community, to let them know. I teach them, dining etiquette, how to have a 3-course meal. Like, if in case they're invited somewhere, they know that they have a room at the table. I teach them about how to present themselves, how to accept themselves, how to love themselves. Because maybe some of us were born into hatred or poverty, and hearing all these words, the negativeness. We're born with negativity around us. So we have to stop the curse somewhere. So that's what I truly believe. And like I always tell people, I'm a product of my product, meaning I was never being incarcerated in, like, locked up in jail. But sometimes you're being incarcerated in your mind because of the things that you put in your mind. You put yourself in jail. And I've been there because, accepting society.
Fear.
Yes, fear is incarceration. Accepting what someone say about you and you didn't even really look into it to know if it's the truth is incarceration. So it's like, like, while I'm unlocking those things and freeing my mind and be liberated from those things, I am also learning how to liberate others as well.
Yeah.
And teaching them about themselves. So it's a beauty, like I said, in the business that I'm in, it's not about like the hair and the makeup and the glitz and the glam. No, it's from within. It's teaching someone really how to take back their confidence.
Yeah.
Do not let no one take it away. Don't let no one judge you and tell you who you are. You judge yourself. Because most of the time, you'll be so confident. And then when you go outside and someone is telling you, like, oh, why did you wear this? Or this doesn't fit or whatever. But if you're not really 100% confident within yourself, you start cutting off your nose and you're spoiling your face because someone is telling you this or telling you that. So it's all about planting that seed of confidence within each and every one of us, and then just let it grow. It's like a tree. You have to, once you water it, it's going to grow.
Definitely. You are right, 100% there. Because and that's what I say. But I used to practice that. It's not because I'm selfish or full of myself. It's just, I don't know, I've invented that thing because I was told, because I grew up overnight. I became a woman, got like, all of the sudden just developed overnight. And oh, you're fat or this and that, so names. And my mom sat me down. No, you're becoming a woman, a beautiful woman, and you have to love yourself, because that's what woman is, and no woman is alike. So you have a woman shape. It's called hourglass figure. And look at this woman. So she showed me. So there is Gina Lollobrigida, Sophia Lorenz, all the women with hourglass figure. So yes, they have this figure, your kind of figure. So you have to love it. The world love these women. Just embrace it. Whoever tells you you're fat, just let the words go from one ear to the next. So find something good. What I have, and I tell my sisters too, and I tell everybody that come during my broadcasts, I say, Find one thing you love about yourself, because it's not that you hate everything, right? Your eyes, your lips, your hair, like you would wear a nice jumper. Whoa, you're looking beautiful. Just repeat that and kind of just tell yourself over and over until your brain gets it. And the whole day is going to change. The whole kind of idea, perception of yourself is going to change for the day. So take the time, I say, take 2 minutes of your day, 5 minutes, whatever, when you put in makeup or when you're dressing, and compliment yourself. Even if you don't believe it, you're so beautiful and you're so amazing. Just lie to your brain, I say. Lie to your brain. It doesn't matter. Even if in the beginning you say, oh, but I'm fat, or but look at this, don't lie to your brain. But pick one thing that you like about yourself and compliment yourself on that thing. Because it changes the whole course of the day. And wear colors that will uplift your mood.
Oh yeah,
that is so important. Yeah, like yours. As soon as you came, I'm like, whoa.
Oh yeah, you're going to see me coming. You're going to see me coming. I'm like the light pole outside. I shine bright like a diamond all over. Light up the world for each and everyone to see. Petula is in the house.
Awesome. So pretty much. I am like that. I'm like, you can see me from the moon. I'm trying to read some comments for a minute because I can see people. But yeah, guys, compliment yourself. Wear colors that will uplift your mood, and you'll be like, whoa, look at that. The day is going to go so much brighter. I changed few clothes until I find the right color, because sometimes my skin could be not as shiny and not as, healthy looking in the morning. So I would wear clothes that would uplift my mood, and whoa, my skin all glows all of a sudden. I have to see some comments here. Hi, Bobby. Oh, Lisa is here. We need to invite Lisa. I don't know if, although I can invite Lisa in a minute. Hi, Lisa, and welcome. I am just, do you have... Yes. Do you have something else, another device that is making the noises there? Because you get this tickling noise.
Okay, so I turned my phone off. I don't know if it was like a vibration or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, it comes. Maybe the voice is a bit higher or something. I don't know. The volume.
Is it fixed now? You're still having interference?
I don't know. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. But it kind of goes up and down. Let me put my voice a bit down as well, because I'm loud by nature. And I'm like, when I come here to talk, I sound like I'm screaming. My voice is so loud, I can't wear that red. Of course you can wear the red. I am the queen of red lipstick myself.
There are different shades of red. There are different shades, so you find your shade.
Is a red. I have done like a tutorial on what lipstick suits each skin tone, but we can do that together. Every woman can wear red. I say, if you slap on some red lipstick, you'll feel good to go, But yeah, you have to find the right shade of red for each skin tone. You can rock red. Anybody can rock red, okay? Yes. What do you think? I love red lipstick. I'm the queen of red. I mean, like, my logo has red lipstick and big hats and big glasses. So I'm always, I love red lipstick pretty much. There you go. You wear cherry red. That's awesome. But then again, she's like vibrant right there. I don't know how much time you have. Have I kept it too long, Petula?
Well, I'm good. I have about another 10, 15 minutes if you need me. If you're really having a good time, just, empowering women on this beautiful day. And let's not wait until March 8th for the International Women's Day. Like, you can create your own International Day. Whenever you feel international, or when you feel, every day should be Women's Day, because we are mother every day. We do work every day. We show up every day. So celebrate yourself. Don't wait for anyone to say it's time to celebrate. When you feel like celebrating, celebrate. As the best time to celebrate yourself is when you're feeling down. You're feeling down, but just celebrate. no matter what, because if you're feeling down and you put in your mind that you're feeling down, you're just going to go lower down the rabbit hole. But if you're feeling down and you're telling yourself, you know what, I'm down, but I'm not staying there. I'm going to pump myself. I'm going to push myself back up. You're helping yourself. So just learn that you should celebrate. Don't wait for someone to tell you it's a day or it's a moment. You create it for yourself. And that's what I do pretty much for me. Christmas comes whenever I feel like it. Like my birthday comes whenever I feel like it. I celebrate myself whenever I feel like it. Because, in this day and age, especially what we're facing in this, COVID, and today is something and then tomorrow is the next. We don't know how long we have here on this earth. So why not celebrate the moment? Celebrate it. So right now we're having a celebration and I'm having a great time. So once again, thank you, Hops, and thank you, Bobby, for having me, because it's all about a celebration.
Awesome. You know what? I can't wait for you to start your channel and uplifting other women. Well, I'm sure men too.
Oh yeah. I think you're jealous, but that's all right. We share.
Yeah, we are going to do something with the male grooming as well, and talking beauty and confidence. And we're coming up with something, but she has something with my sister going on, but it might be added my confidence behind the lens, into live streaming, while Petula will do dress your confidence, and my sister, she just teaches people to do confidence. She is like awesome life coach and chakra healer, and she cuts cords, and she's like, it just does mindfulness with a purpose. That's it, loving yourself within. So yeah, these powerful ladies have joined forces, but this other powerful lady joining forces too. And yeah, we're gonna do something awesome. But I can't wait when you kind of start, because you belong, how I see it. You've been so much behind the scenes on TV. Is ABC, right? So now,
yes, ABC, #1 morning show, Good Morning America.
But you've worked with many other, successful and powerful women out there that are inspirational. I know that, who was it? Hold on. Michelle Obama. I love her. I know you know her from ages ago, but yeah, I love Michelle Obama. That is amazing, isn't that? And pretty much, as you said on my show, that it's just women. It's just women like us. They give birth, they go to work, do their own thing. So pretty much it's awesome to kind of hear your stories, and I'd like to hear more of them, because I know you're not gonna get everything on an interview, but I like to hear. It's like, grab a coffee and let's gossip, behind the scenes.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that has been awesome. We have some other guests. I know that I've invited Lisa as well, but I didn't not know she's an artist. I did not know if she was free, but she has arrived here. I don't know if she wants to come here. And we have somebody else. Hello, Lucia. And Lucia is here. Hi, Lucia. Oh, hi. How are you? There you go. That is Lucia. Lucia is an amazing HAPS member, team member, an awesome lady. We did the other night, we did like a broadcast for Lucia, raising some, funds, because she needs an urgent operation. And we sent her lots of healing and prayers, healing vibes, and good energy, because she needs it. But I am like really thankful, I was saying earlier, for the community of hubs that came together and just being so giving and so kind and so lovely. So pretty much that's it. It's like, I love this community, and I hope you will love this community just as much as I do, and be part of it. I am like blessed that you did open an account. That's it. My aim is having people join, and once they see the love and the support from this community, you'll be stuck here, girl. You'll be here.
I'm stuck already. I'm stuck. I'm
like,
stuck.
Hey, yeah, that's it. You are like coffee chat with Petula. Let's stress your confidence today. But yeah, That's it. I mean, like, you
Okay.
are free to leave anytime, my love.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
much for taking the time to come here tonight, because I know you have a busy schedule, but I am thankful. Any last words to leave our Hubs community? Please feel free to go now.
So, to all the ladies out there, if this young lady from Nevis, 36 square miles, full of confidence, can make it in the world, and you can make it. Do from today on, stop doubting yourself. Make sure that you speak words of wisdom, words of uplifting, words that's going to take you places, because whatever you put out will come back to you 100-fold. So if you want it, speak life. Okay, so thank you once again. And I'm speaking life to Harp right now, that I will be on your platform sharing and giving tips and tricks and just building women from all over the world. And I'm putting it out there from my mouth to Harp's ears. Thank you so much. And thank you, Bobby, for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, Petula. Have an amazing day ahead. And hey, happy International Women's Day. You are one amazing, inspirational, motivational woman that kicks ass. I'm sorry I said the bad word, but yes, you do.
All right,
Power
take
to you,
care.
girl. And I look forward to catching up your broadcasts here on Hubs.
All righty.
Bye. Bye-bye. And here we are. Hold on. Hi. Yes, she's amazing, guys. Please make sure you follow Petula, because she's an amazing lady. And yes, she's going to inspire you all. She's amazing. She has amazing stories. Okay. You'll be mind blown. I know a few of those, but I can't wait to learn more. She's worked with some very, very, very big people, and I need to hear. I'm like the fly in the wall. What is happening? I want to know behind the scenes stuff. I love all the behind the scenes stuff. So I don't know whose turn was it right now, because I can see it's only me. Okay, cool. Come on in. I saw you come in, Dina, and then you left. Hello. Hi. I don't, because I have to see. Yes. Do you know? Yes, but she left. Rev, you can come up for a minute. Thank you, Eleanor, the birthday girl in here. I hope you enjoyed that chat with Petula. I have to check the schedule because I don't know who else was up today. Oh, there is Rev. Hello, Rev. Are you there? I don't know if he's there or not there. I have to check with... Okay. Okay, I don't see. He's just loading. Are we still live? Because I can see Rev is loading. Are we having some difficulties? You guys hear me? Oh, she's coming in and going out, coming in. So it's just me here pretty much. And I can see my color has gone bonkers. What is this pink on my dress? Like, what? This is not good. Whoa. This is not good. I am
Hi,
like,
Bobby.
hello, you are here. Let
Yeah,
me just bring you up. I mean, like,
yeah, happy to be here again.
yeah, I could see you there. Hold on a minute. Let me put you on number one there. And I get myself small. I can hear you good. Okay, that's cool.
I much prefer the side-by-side view where it's like we're both on equal footing.
I know. I also have another lady. I don't know if she left. Lisa left or what, because I wanted to invite her here. I kind of chatted to her, and on she's very amazing lady as well. And I don't know the schedule. I have to open the schedule so I can see who else is here. But hi and welcome.
Yeah, good to see you again. We seem to be coinciding in quite a few broadcasts these days.
I know, it's a call-in. I think we should, it's because I'm curious, you see, about the universe, and I need to learn. However, last night I had dinner, and just before you guys ended your broadcast on Rev's broadcast, I kind of fell asleep, and I'm like, open my eyes, and it was 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, okay, So Rev must have gone then. I was half expecting Rev to be still live. Oh, Lisa is here. One sec. Lisa, would you like as well to come up or what? Because I kind of had you invited, but then didn't put you on the list there. Rev, could you invite Lisa? Are you here with us or no? He's not here. I don't know. I'd like to invite more women on stage. What do you think?
Yeah, just in the comments, Angela said that she's willing to come on board as well. Full transparency, that is my mother, and I'm very happy if she joins us.
Yeah, Lisa. Okay, hold on. I mean, because I have to do the schedule.
I think on the schedule there were people listed at 9, but I can't remember if anybody was listed.
I know that I have a schedule at 7:30, so it's my schedule. It doesn't matter because you see, all women should come. All women should come because pretty much we kind of have to celebrate each other. So whoever wants, I mean, like Angela is here. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. Who is Angela?
That's my mother.
You? Huh?
That would be my mother.
No way!
Amazing woman. If we can get her on broadcast, that would be great.
Yes, awesome. Well, get your mom in here. Rev, are you here? Rev is gone again. Hold on. Angela, hold on. That would be cool.
Yeah, the more people we get in here, the better, right? The more the merrier.
Oh, I can't. Hold on a minute. I don't know how to. One second. You can talk a little bit and about yourself and what you do. Introduction.
Yeah, I mean, I was on this broadcast like an hour ago. I already did the introduction, but happy to do it again.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah, no. I was on for like an hour and 10 minutes already. This is my second go today.
I'm trying to invite Lisa.
But yeah, for anybody who didn't see me the first time round, my name is Diana. I'm a theoretical physicist and I specialize in cosmology, which means that I study the universe, the contents of the universe, kind of everything going on inside the universe. It's a super, super fun topic. And I joined HAPS to be able to share my passion for the universe with everybody and answer any questions you people have about the universe. And I'm really, really happy to be part of such an amazing community. I've only been on HAPS a couple of weeks, and I've really seen that there's just such an amazing community here, and people are standing out for each other and helping each other out, and it's just such a nice place to be. So I'm really happy to be on HAPS. I'm very happy to be joining so many amazing women on this broadcast today. I really like your pink background, Bobby. You're very pink.
Oh, thank you. It's because we're in HAPS, right? I'm using the HAPS colors.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do, using the HAPS color.
I know. I am all there. Sorry, I'm just sending a message to Pablo because I can't seem to invite Lisa. And I've invited her I sent her message on Twitter, and she's here, but I can't seem to invite her here.
She's invited. I just invited her.
Awesome. Hey, Rev, you joining us on screen?
Lisa,
I'm kind of directing.
That's nice. Directing in the background.
You can come on screen though, because it means that we are being inclusive, and I like it.
Well, there you go. I'll be right there.
Now, just in case Lisa does not know how to enter a broadcast, I need to tell her. So Lisa, if you are here and you're watching, you have to get out of this broadcast that you are watching me. Then you click on Go Live button on top, and then you watch for this name of broadcast, International Women's Day Broadcaster Marathon, and click Launch Studio. So yeah, pretty much that's how you do it. And did you invite Mom?
I can't invite people, so if anybody wants to invite her, that would be great.
But if you're inviting Mom, did you invite Dina's mom?
Yeah, I did. Dina C. Hooper? No. That's you, Dr. Hooper. Hang on.
That's me.
Angela. Angela's here. She's invited, I mean. She's invited. Yeah, Angela, if you're still here.
Okay, I invited Lisa, and I also invited my sister. Since your mom coming, I want
Let's make this a family affair. Right? Let's bring in all the great women in our lives.
Exactly, and I want to invite Lucia. I know my other sister has lost her voice, but she might come on my second slot. Is it my second slot at 10:30 p.m. I think UK time? So later on is my other slot, and I am Maya. Well, might join us. She's in Mexico in a retreat, but Maya, the CEOs of Hub's wife, might join us. And I thought I'll invite my sisters and a couple of other ladies that are awesome, that I love and inspire me. So I thought I'm going to bring them all on stage and we just have a chat and share our stories and what have you. So, but that's going to be later. But yeah, I'm inviting another artist. It's just that they not joining. So guys, if you are brand new to Hubs, that's what you do. Get out of this broadcast that you are watching us. Yeah, you are on that slot. That is amazing, Lucia. But if you want to come right now, have a chat with us, come on up. If you feel up to it, that is. No stress, no stress. Hello, Bannerman. How are you? So we have Lisa here. Are you ready, Lisa? There you go. Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, I'm ready. It took me a minute to figure it out, but I did.
Awesome. That's why I tell people click on go live, because they try to get in, but they don't know how. So if you click on go live, that will bring you, you know, the launch studio, because I know this might be your first time. Is this the first time on Hubs?
Yeah, this is my first time, definitely.
And
hey, welcome to Hubs.
What a way to enter the community, coming on the official Hubs account, eh? Isn't that awesome? Welcome.
That is cool.
So yeah, I got Lisa. Do you want to tell people a little bit about you and where did we meet and how did you come and join Hubs? Take it away.
We met on social media. I believe it was Clubhouse at first. We were in a little group and we were talking about the Twitter Spaces. So we hopped on a Twitter Space together, and then you introduced me to Hops TV. You said I would be, you know, I would really like this platform, and it seems really neat so far. So, yeah. I am in the Boston area, and I am a mixed media artist. So, and I love that you had me on today because a lot of my art has to deal with women. I have a paper doll series and it's all female shapes. Let me just take one down here. Woo! And it's all shaped like women, like paper doll color.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why my background is with women. That is my collection of women from around the world that I have done. Hold on, let me just do this. So if I do this for a second and I kind of remove myself, okay, let me take this photo and just put this instead. I'm changing my photo. So hold on, this is a text, right? So this is a collection of paintings that I've done is all women from across the world, all different, you know, beautiful women. I kind of combine makeup and hats and the beauty kind of, because I love beauty and fashion. So I combine them all to create those images. So that's what that collection is about. But I love that you do that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me on. I have one of my.
You're both amazing artists.
My Frida. I thought you might like that too, Bobby. Frida.
Oh wow,
oh, that's nice.
You know what? That's what we decided. We decided that on the International Women's Day we should do something and paint an inspiring like artist, right? An artist that inspired us. So I thought maybe us Hubs artists could come together and paint probably Frida Kahlo, because I haven't had painted Frida. Maybe later on, when it's not my slot, I can start and paint a little bit of Frida. I think is that your mom? That is your mom. She's still
awesome. Yes.
In her camera. If you place your camera somewhere so it doesn't move, that would be helpful. So I'll bring you back up like until you fix your, keep it straight.
Perfect.
You are good. You're good to go. Hello, Angela. How are you?
Hi, good evening, good morning, good day to everybody, wherever you are. And thank you for allowing the mom to come into the room.
Always happy to get you on board.
I don't know how to change. Maybe if I go, how can I put you up? So you, there you go. And if I come here, will I come down? Yes, I can put you next to your daughter. Isn't that amazing? I love that view.
That's cool, because all I see is myself super large, and that's not a great sight. So.
But there is another button, because you are on the phone next to it, and it says live, and that will show you probably the live stream, what other people see, I think, because I usually broadcast on the computer, so I don't have that issue. And to be honest, I'm not so keen on the phone.
I haven't figured out how to use the phone for this yet either.
The larger the better. Otherwise, I'm going like that. What is that? What did they say?
Yeah, I'm really hoping the way that I see the audience preview is not the way you see me, because it's kind of a little bit disturbing.
No, it looks really pretty. It's really
you look amazing.
On your face, you look beautiful today.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm just jumping in for a second. Dr. Hooper's mom, Angela, wow. Like, your daughter is like a superstar. She's amazing.
She is indeed, actually. She's been inspiring us since she was about 2 years old, maybe even before. So it's been quite an exciting journey watching her develop her career and just teach us everything. I've got to say that I understand mostly about 50% of what she says, so it's always entertaining.
We need to push that, gradually increase it. Get more
I'm
people
going
to understand
jump
more
back
science.
out. So I'm not the fanboy here, but Dr. Deanna
Yes, you are.
Hooper,
yes, you are.
PhD.
Yeah, you are.
You like fanboys?
Well,
I'm trying to.
You can stay there because it's more.
Okay.
It's better when we have a man as well, because we like the manly voice as well. Maybe you like to ask some questions, or have if you have questions, you could ask there. But I want to kind of introduce Lisa a little bit, and I want her to tell a little bit about herself, and then we continue with mom and daughter convo, because I'm sure Lisa is busy because she's on Twitter Spaces as well and Clubhouse. Probably she's got other things because it's International Women's Day and everybody's so busy going everywhere. So I don't know how much time you have, Lisa. So
time. I'm not sure. I said I have a little time. I'm not sure where to start. I always have a lot going on. I start one thing and then I get excited about something else and I'll start something else and then I'll start another project. So on the Spaces, I'm trying to bring artists together. I know you do the same. I love artists. I love talking with them. I'm also a real estate agent. I got my real estate license as part of, and that kind of inspired me to get more on the business side of art as well. And I've been painting my whole life. I was kind of a weird kid. That was like my thing that I could do, that made me happy. And the women paintings that I have, my paper doll series, I have different series going on, but that was inspired by being a mom and having my daughter. And it made me think about, what does it mean to be female? What does it mean to be a woman? And I really didn't think about all of that before. I didn't really, until I had a daughter, and what am I raising her to think about? What am I raising her to be? Am I giving her gender stereotypes? How do I raise her, to be open-minded and accepting and powerful and a strong female, So that's kind of like a journey. And I make all these, back here, I have tons more, and they all go in patches for a patchwork quilt, because
that's amazing.
In American folk art, that would tell the story of a woman's life You know, they would do her wedding dress and make it into a quilt. They would do, you know, baby clothes or whatever. And that really like intrigued me. And so I kind of making my own stories or my own quilt. So, yeah.
Yeah. That is, it does shift a little bit, doesn't it, when you become a parent? And like yourself, I'm very, I'm like a happy kid. I get so excited. Oh my God, new project, I must do it. And I leave that. And then I do get back though, but pretty much I love, I just get excited very easy. And being a mom, it does change that kind of it shifts a little bit the way you do things. And I love creating with my son. I did so much art. I've done all his artworks. I mean, I started him when he was 6 months old. As soon as he started sitting on his bum, you know, you can't wait for the kids to just sit. I used to put like plastic sheets on the floor and give him custard with food coloring. Okay.
Right.
And give paper there so he can make hand marks. I still have them upstairs. They are all stored, but I also made photo books of everything he's done since baby. I've saved everything, and I've done big photo books and saved all these artworks, right? And I have boxes and boxes of stuff, but I love like creating with him. And he's got many artworks, although he does not want to share and show, but his room is full. It's like an exhibition. And I used to do like artworks with him. So he would make scribbles, and then I would go and we create together. So then I would make like different figures and I create something within his scribbles, you know, or sometimes transformers, and he would scribble, and then I show him that, hey, your scribble, mommy can turn it into a transformer, or whatever he liked at the time. You know, that's what we did. But yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I do the same. Some of my paintings are actually scribbles that they started, and I would fill it in and I put my paper doll shape. So it's kind of like a collaboration with both. I love it. Yeah. Do you feel like being a parent makes you more creative in some ways, because you see the way they're looking at everything with new eyes, and then, you know, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you very much though for being here and coming, introducing yourself to our Hubs community. I am glad to have you here, first of all, and I hope that you'll join our artist show, because we paint along. As I said, we are a beautiful bunch of people. We have an Instagram group as well that we come up with ideas, and we schedule broadcasts, and we paint along. So you paint in your style, I paint in my style, and showcase. So it's becoming really good. So I hope you can join our artist group and start sharing your talents and your vision with the world, showcase your work in the Hubs community. But for now it's Chantal's turn to host, and me, I am going to go out of here, this broadcast as a host. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you for
getting out of this broadcast. You can just click the little phone underneath here that says exit, and we can exit together this broadcast. Thank you, guys, for watching, and I shall see you later. Hi, Chantal.
Good to see you again, Bobby.
Hi, Louise. Hi, and bye, guys.
Thank you, Bobby. You did a wonderful job, and Happy Women's Day. Thank you so much. And also, I see the wonderful mom that was inspiring her daughter to go on these great studies.
Absolutely.
Now I just heard that Rev wants to ask 1 or 2 questions before Louise and I gonna continue. So Rev, take the mic.
Take it away.
Oh, wonderful to meet you.
Now you're back, Rev.
Yeah, so Deanna, I think I was just kind of curious about what it was like when your bedroom was messy.
I would blame entropy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I saw your broadcast yesterday, and I kind of grimaced at the question. When you have intelligent kids, it's probably a parent's worst nightmare, because you can't reason with them. You can't do the parents thing of, because I said so. because they will come back with very smart answers. Deanna is the youngest of my kids, and her brother is in a different way, but very smart too. He's not in the same kind of academic career as Deanna, but he's kind of smart in a different kind of way. I'm sure Deanna will agree with me. And arguing with either one of them was just too much trouble. And I think they quickly realized they were the parent and I was the learner in the business from a very young age.
Yeah, especially when we'd gang together. Like if me and my brother agreed on something, that was that. If we were in agreement, that was what was going to happen.
Yeah. Poor parents. Being the parents of smart kids is a real challenge.
Well, sure. I am just ecstatic that the two of you were able to be here kind of on your premiere together and on International Women's Day. And after I'm telling you, one of the most fun interviews I've had with your daughter. And I kind of hope you both might come on together sometime and we can, let's talk about smart kids and saying my room is messy because of entropy. Yeah. I would have used that if I knew what that meant when I was 16. So I definitely appreciate you, coming on. And Deanna, thank you for being on standby to jump in here too. It was lovely. Really appreciated. And Chantel and Louise, we're going to let you take it away, but we're just a little behind, folks. We're not doing too bad compared to the last marathon. So if you're coming up soon, we're just maybe 10 minutes behind. So I'm going to jump out. Ladies, have a blast. I'm here to direct. So just let me know if you need anything.
Nice to speak to you in person as well. I look forward to our next chat as parents of challenging kids.
Excellent, ladies. Thank you.
Oh, no sound. Oh, there we go.
No sound.
We're okay.
We're okay, Louise. Well, they're 10 minutes behind, which I know that we have a very prepared group after us, and we're not allowed to announce too much what they're doing, but it's about bad girls. Prepare it.
That's great. I think we should maybe cut ours short by 10 minutes and then let them go because...
Yeah, let them go on time because we already had our little turn and, like...
We can cover a lot of ground in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
I'm feeling a lot more human. I've had my coffee.
and you have your beautiful red lipstick, Louise, especially for this day. For this day.
So so it's good. Yeah. Oh well, this has been fantastic so far. I've been able to watch most of it, and I've really enjoyed it. So thanks to everybody that's already been, and looking forward to so much more to come.
Exactly. So how many hours are we in here now? Like it started for me at 6, so it is 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah, 3 and a bit. Yeah.
But I think that this is like the kind of nice idea with doing this like marathon that also the hosts are getting taken over, because it is easier for the I think for the host if they change, because there comes also a different energy and then they can come back and so they it's a lot of fun to see other people.
And I think it's a great chance to meet a lot of new people as well. Just even Melanie popped in for a few minutes and read a poem. Charlene popped in from London. Jolie popped in from Seoul. It has been so international, and we don't need people on for a long time, but just to make a little impression. And that's the way it works.
Exactly, because what was the name again from the lady that did the poem earlier? Because that was amazing.
Yeah, that's Melanie Fay, and she reads a poem it's every day for me, but probably every evening for you. So it's sometimes just a 4-line poem, sometimes a little bit longer. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, wow. So just for everybody that is watching, if you're watching on the HAPS studio or the HAPS.tv, the broadcast studio, you can go to the top and you see all the names of all the people that have participated already. So make sure to follow all these women that already participated, because it's International Women's Day and we are here to support each other and to share stories and to hear each other's stories. And so follow everybody that is in the top. And I'm sure the next 6 hours, there's going to be other wonderful ones. So you keep clicking and you keep sharing, and that is all really, really amazing.
The coffee's coming.
Let the coffees come, exactly. So they, there's a lot of rewards already here on HAPS. So Louise, so we're sitting here and we have to. Please, all of your folks watching, please share your coins. Yeah, share your coins with the awards. Share them up there and share them with everybody else. Anyway, we're going to have a little topic here that is just going to last now for another 60 minutes. This is like traveling as a woman around the world. What is your experience with that, Louise, as a real travel broadcaster?
Well, I'm a tour guide, so I get to travel and from both sides of the coin, really. So I get to travel as a tourist, and I also get to travel with tourists and showing them wherever I am. And I actually do that in New Zealand, Japan, and Korea. So these are my 3 countries that I know. Well, I know New Zealand like the back of my hand. Japan, I am very, very familiar with because I've been visiting Japan since 1983. My 2 sons live there. I have 4 grandchildren there. So I have roots in Japan. Korea, I have been visiting on and off since about 1990, whatever, before. You used to go for months without seeing another foreigner there at that time. So, and I lived and worked in Korea. I helped open a cafe there, and I ran some cooking classes in Korea. So I really did put some good roots down there. And through my involvement with Japan and Korea, I actually discovered the art of slow travel.
So I have to ask you, what is slow travel?
So
I hear an email program. Is that yours? That is.
It is. It's just my emails coming in. Sorry.
Oh no, that's because normally you can just silent that in the right side of your computer on the Mac. You just say silent, and then you don't hear it anymore. Anyway, you're like, because I'm like, I get activated. I'm like, work.
I'll know it for next time. Hopefully nothing else coming in.
No, exactly. But we continue with slow travel. Yeah.
Yeah. So slow travel is more about, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I've been to Paris. I've done Paris. I spent 3 days there. And what did they do? They do the Louvre, they do this, they do that. They do all the famous things, but they don't really get involved with the city. They're just scratching the surface. So slow travel is taking time out of the tourist things. It's spending time sitting in cafes, talking to local people. You don't need to be tearing around. And all this tearing around, of course, takes a big toll on the environment because you're catching buses, you're using taxis, and, slow travel is more about walking. It's doing what the local people do. So I'm a great advocate of slow travel. It's sort of parallel with slow food.
Wow, slow food, slow travel. Yeah. But can you having your experience, like going to like South Korea and Japan and maybe other places as well, how is it to be for example, a solo woman traveling there? How is it, compared to New Zealand, to travel to those countries as a woman and in New Zealand or in Paris?
Well, I've had amazing, because I'm a great solo traveler as well. I prefer that because when I'm with people, I've usually got a group with me, I shouldn't say I don't like traveling with friends, because I love traveling with friends as well, but that's something different. I love doing what I do, and as a solo traveler and a slow traveler, I've had the most amazing experiences. I've done a lot of travel, but I've spent most of my time in Japan and Korea, so that's where I can really use my experiences from. I can remember being on the subway in Seoul, and I'm not very tall either, but a very small Korean woman stood beside me on the subway, and she spoke to me in perfect English. And she had been to Ewha Women's University, which is a famous university there, and she'd studied. But she'd lived all her life in Korea. She must have been in her 80s, I would imagine, because she had been at university during the Korean War. I think during the Korean War or the Second World War, one of the wars. And that's when she'd been at university. And we had this amazing conversation, but she said she never has a chance to speak to foreigners. And even though a lot of Korean people speak English really well, they don't, unless you know who can speak English. And a woman like that, nobody would automatically think that she could have a conversation with you. Mm. And then I met just the Korean stories are quite interesting. I was picking up some keys once, and I had to pick them up from the guard at who stood in a little box outside an apartment building. And I asked him in Korean for the keys.
Oh, wow. You really speak Korean as well.
A little bit. So I was able to ask him for the keys, and he replied to me in perfect English. And he told me that during the Korean War, he was an orphan, and he'd been adopted by some American servicemen. And he'd actually lived with them, and they brought him up. So he was able to speak this amazing English as well. So just these little stories. And, if you're traveling, if you're 3 or 4 people together, you don't get the opportunity. People don't take the time out to speak with you. And the same sort of thing has happened to me often in Japan as well. But also in other countries, I think if you're on I don't mind, I'll go out to dinner on my own. People always come and talk to you. I'm not afraid of sitting on my own, having a glass of wine and ordering the best meal. In fact, I quite enjoy it. And then I'll enjoy the view, and I might do a little periscope out the window of the sunset, or, so although I might be alone, as long as I've got periscope or hats or something.
Yeah. So you are secretly, so you're saying that you're a solo traveler, but in the end, you're always taking like the live stream audience with you. So your community.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not a loner. So I'm going to say I'm a people person, but I don't really know what that means. But people say to me, you're a people person. I don't really like being alone for too long. So even staying at home, I will go out walking and doing things. I like to be around people. I need the energy of people. And I think that's the good thing about travel. You pick up on the different energies in all the different cities, the different places, countryside, wherever you are. And travel's the best thing for opening your mind. It's International Women's Day, and we can travel at the moment through HAPS, but this is the way to open our minds and listen to other cultures, try different foods. And I just brought along something little to show you, this is what travel does. Selling
the dream. You're doing like some New Zealand promo there.
This is a huge book, which I bought from the library in Wellington, not the library, the museum in Wellington. And it is full of amazing old graphics of which were used to advertise New Zealand in the, around the world and travel. So this is, it's really amazing. And this is when New Zealand developed its own, which way are we going with the camera? We developed our own style of graphic design. I love this.
Very nice.
Really amazing.
But with the ticky on the background, and then the guy. Which year does it say which year that's added?
Yeah, it's got a carving. So this is 1948.
Wow, they were already advertising traveling in 1948.
Yeah, 1948, and that was for agriculture. The first ones in the book actually start. These posters are more than just advertising; they make people dream.
Hello, Walt.
First one. So look, I think they started around the 1930s. So.
Oh wow, super cool.
Yeah.
I also like just J. Oprah commented, for your information, Queen Seondeok was the first woman ruler in the history of Korea. I just read and then it's like, what a gorgeous book. It must have been so interesting, the info and illustration. And I see also Walter. Hi, Walt. Yeah, hi, Shiny Hippie. Shiny Hippie is here. She will be after us. Shiny, you have to wait a little bit. We're running 10 minutes late, but we're going to run like sort of on time for you. We're going to cut our time short. What
1905.
1905.
I don't know which. Oh, the camera's going the wrong way. There we go. 1905.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
And that was for Christmas. New Zealand Mail. Christmas 1905. Price, what, 1 shilling.
But like people would be traveling by boat in 1905. Yes.
Yeah, or horse and carriage, maybe.
Horse and carriage, but you know, there's water all around you. Or you mean from the north to the south island?
Up and down the islands.
Okay, that was like those horses have to swim.
Yeah, it would all be done. It'll be done by barge and boat around the coastline, but probably horse and carriage up and down the islands. And of course, a lot of New Zealand was not developed at that time.
Yeah, but so like that book is like, it's like, okay, that is from that time, but now kind of you have again, because of the virus and stuff, that everybody has to travel again inside the country. So it's again like the people moving in the country, you know? So it's kind of similar.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, New Zealand, we've rediscovered our country. It's been amazing. We don't have any international tourists here. So the local people have really got out and done a lot of things that they'd normally do and things that they thought were just for tourists. Yeah. So
we have the same here around France, because we have no tourists now for 1 year, and everybody is discovering their own country. Well, I'm stuck in France for 24 years. So I'm also discovering like areas I've never been before. And I'm like, wow, and the history and how much it was already alive and all that. I'm just seriously, I'm so amazed. But the only thing that's missing here is the museums. They're not open, so I can't go to a museum, which is a shame, because that cultural aspect is very nice.
Yes.
And yeah, that is like what is a little disappointing. But
yeah. Well, we've been quite lucky, because we virtually, over the summer, we were virtually COVID free. And just the last few weeks, we've had a few community cases. So we have had a 3-day lockdown and then a 7-day lockdown. Hopefully we're free again. One of the Air New Zealand flight crew came back with COVID, came back from Tokyo actually with COVID, and was out in the community. But because we were already in lockdown, they're hoping there was no spread. So, but it takes.
But I mean, they should basically just start vaccinating as ASAP, and then it should be sort of safe.
Yeah, we've got enough vaccinations for the whole country. So that arrived last week. So it's all rolling out.
They have already arrived.
Yep. We've got the Pfizer vaccine, and there's 2 doses for every person in New Zealand.
Oh wow, that is super quick.
Yeah. So
because here they're still managing it. I mean, my turn is up soon, but they're in Europe. They're a bit slower, but it seems there is hope in Europe. There's hope. There's hope that this summer we will have a little bit more normality again. I don't think they will open the borders yet, but a little bit more normality. But traveling.
Yeah, so of course, because my family, or my own kids and grandchildren in Japan, that'll be my first destination that I get to now, and that'll be fantastic. Actually, after this, I'm off to have lunch with. I was supposed to be bringing a small group to Japan last October, and of course we couldn't go. So in a couple of hours, I'm meeting this group. We're going to have lunch and we're going to discuss our next date, which I think will be October 2022 now.
Oh, so October 2022. Wow.
And
Yeah,
I think we can safely say, because the plan is,
I think that will be probably around the time that Tim and I will have to go to New Zealand.
Oh, good.
Because if we would go to New Zealand, we would combine it with Thailand, where my dad is as well. But because his parents are quite, they're not young anymore, so we really need to start to travel as well. And we need to start to travel to them, and so I think also 2022.
Yeah, actually, for me, it's been, I haven't found it too much of an inconvenience not traveling. I found a lot of other things to do, and I think it's been quite good in a way, not to always having to be planning. I'm a great organizer and planner, and I've been able to take a little break from that. So, but once it starts again, I'm going to say, oh, how did I ever manage without doing all this organizing?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it now, like, is it ever gonna be back to like normal? You know, so that's just the whole point. But anyway, we will get back to traveling.
Yeah, we don't know what the new normal will be like.
No, exactly. And I'm seeing that I see Shiny Hippie is already joining the broadcast. Maybe she can join. Maybe she can. Maybe you can let her in that she can already chat with us a little bit, Rev. Oh, there she is. Hi, Shiny.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
How are you?
This is my first multiple person broadcast on my mobile phone, so I love seeing all of you in your little squares down the side here.
Oh, you see us, and look, like
Louise.
I already pulled out the book because I know you're going to do something like with this subject, with the bad girls throughout history. You're going to be doing something with bad girls, yeah?
Yes, it's Shiny. I'm here to cut for our 7th inning stretch. We need a little feistiness, and it's me. So that means we're going to be talking about all those girls that broke the mold, that changed the world by being bad, by being badasses, by doing the things they're not supposed to do. We're going to talk about ways to spot gender bias that you might not even notice. And Michelle, Native Graffiti, is going to be running the trivia portion and keeping Shiny grounded out here. So it should be fun.
Shiny grounded. Have you both ever joined a broadcast together?
No, we have not. This is our first time. I wanted to do trivia, and so I knew the trivia master, Michelle, and saw her and said, "Hey,
let's bring in Michelle, and then we can have like a 1-minute talk, and then we can hand over the mic to you guys. So let's see, Michelle. Michelle, come in.
Oh, there she is, Michelle.
Do I click myself in? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, there she is. Hi, Michelle.
I can't see Michelle. Where are you, Michelle? I can't see you. I can only see Revolution and Louise and Clint.
Oh.
I can't see Michelle.
Do you have the show live? You're at the beach. Do you have the show live button? The show live?
It says live, and it has a picture of Chantal, a picture of Louise, a picture of Revolution, and then it says show live. Let's try
that and see if that.
Okay, let me try again. See if it shows up.
You're fine. Just stay how you are.
Yeah.
Then I don't think you will. Do you have to see each other, or you can just?
I guess we don't have to. We'll manage. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you were fine. We're fine. And this is so great. I love Chantal.
Exactly.
I love Louise Puppy, and I love my Shiny Hippie. Oh my gosh.
Exactly. And I'm so excited that you ladies are going to take over this broadcast, and that you ladies are going to do some bad-ass girl stuff.
Yay, Chantal said it. Woo!
Can I participate?
Okay.
Can I participate? Like, can I cheat in my book? How do I just fill it out? Do I type? What do I do?
This is gonna be totally interactive. If you know anything about the two of us, we're both chatty. We both love to engage our audience, and we both love to throw stuff out at you and just love on the comments. So there we go.
Okay. I'm gonna be in the comments. So Louise, Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chantal.
This together. We got further. We're gonna do this again. So, ladies, it is up to you. Bye, Louise. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Chantal.
Yeah.
What
What
better intro? We had such a good intro. What better
How
acts
do
can
we
we
get
follow
out?
than that?
Yeah. And just so
You
you know,
can't
I have
leave.
my broadcast
You can
studio
never
on the
leave.
beach, so I've got if I got the director control, I can bring stuff up, but we're gonna switch this around. We're gonna make you number one, lady, because you are the major person. I'm just your sidekick. I am like the Robin to your Batman or whatever.
But you're also the stable influence with a laptop and things like that, because I'm literally hanging on the edge of the cliff. Let me show everybody where we are today. We are on the edge of Sunset Cliffs in San Diego, California today. So I brought you guys literally to the ends of the earth.
It's not going to where I want to go. Sorry, give me a second. I cannot. I'm clicking on another thing so we can see just
Michelle,
you.
it's because you're not director.
Linda's
Sorry.
here.
I didn't think
Hey,
so.
Linda.
Oh, gotcha.
Hey, Mark.
Okay,
Hey, Bobby. Okay. So what's happening? Are we starting? Should I start?
Go ahead and start, but she wants to show the view, so go ahead and make her bigger. I can't do it. Apparently, someone else has to do it. So if you can
Leave
make
shiny
her bigger.
as it is, says Haps, or we won't see shiny full. Because I'm on portrait and I'm outside. I'm always the problem child. Because I'm always. It never matters why. We always know this. Anyway, every Shiny Hippie broadcast, we start by creating a positive space, and International Women's Day is no different. It's time for us to create a positive space here for this conversation that we're going to have about these badass women and this gender bias. So wherever you are, sit up tall on the edge of your couch, on the edge of your bed, at your desk, or standing in your kitchen, wherever you are. Everybody take a big breath in of this Southern California air. Ready? We're going to breathe in big.
I'm breathing with you.
Exhale. I know, Michelle, you know you have to breathe.
Okay.
We got it.
Okay, so
we're finding our vibes.
We have nice Cleveland air today. Our weather looks like about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, look at that view, you guys. This is amazing.
I escaped Ohio for this.
That's right.
Michelle. Yes,
I actually am new to Ohio, so that we have the Ohio in common.
We have some strong women from Ohio. Yes, we do.
Woohoo! Okay,
so let me start with, this is International Women's Day, and it's around the entire world. It's everywhere. It's been around for a long time. It's getting more in vogue now because of all the Me Too and things like that. We're finally ready to put some women in the spotlight. This year's theme is called Choose to Challenge for the International Women's Day, and they want you to literally put your hand up and take a picture in social media and say that you are going to challenge these biases, challenge the status quo, do what you can to make women have a better life and be more equal on this planet. They want us to pledge that this year. That's why they're saying choose to challenge. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to challenge all of those things today, because I've got some little things to help us spot gender bias that we might not even realize that we have. But first, we got a couple stats that you might not know.
Sorry, I don't mean to be bigger than Shiny. It's just I'm on landscape and she's on portrait, so I guess that's how.
Oh, Michelle!
I'm like larger than freaking life, but I feel really like.
It's okay. I'm louder. I'm loud enough to make up for it.
So you have a bunch of, like, we've talked in the chats and things, and Shiny here, she says she's got all this stuff on International Women's Stats, and I'm really excited about that. So the theme is today. What is the theme?
Choose to challenge.
Choose to challenge.
In other words, don't be that demure little lady in the corner. We're not those demure little ladies.
I love it. I love it. And I think that's, perfect for both of us. Because neither one of us are what we would consider the norm, right?
No, we definitely speak our piece, definitely speak our minds. But that's what we want all the women to be. We want every woman to be being their shiniest self, being 100% of who they want to be, no matter what other people think. So that's what we're working on. Globally, women make up just 23% of all the governments, all the parliaments, all the governments worldwide. On average, we earn 25 to 40% less than men, even if we're doing the exact same work. And across the world, over 60% of the people who can't read are women, because they're not in the educational opportunities. So Michelle and I are going to bust down some of these walls, bust out some of this plain stuff we've been doing. We're going to talk about those women, those bad women people thought were bad at the time, but thank God they were, because what a better world we have for it.
Oh, so good. Oh, so good. And by the way, I have a theme song for you. Every time I see you go live, you're going to, please forgive me, everybody, with the sound of my, voice, but shiny, happy hippies here to stay. She's got some really great stuff for us. And we're talking badass women, but when we say bad, we mean it in a good way. Like somebody had to do something first, right? We have women that have given their lives. We have women that have done stuff they were told they weren't supposed to do. And some of us, if we're told not to do something, we go ahead and do it, maybe. But maybe because then when they did, they broke open the barrier so that we could walk through and actually find it an acceptable career and life for us. So awesome. Take it away, Shiny, over here.
And not just one that's given to us. This is what this year is. We don't want one that's just given to us, that the guys say, here, you can have this piece of the pie. This is 2021, so we're going to go and find out our own pie and take our own pie. We're going to make it all ourselves and take it over. But the original bad girl, we all know the original bad girl. Can't see what Michelle's doing over there at all. If I click, I see Chantal. I see all these people.
You don't see me. That's weird. I know.
I see these other people who I don't even think are on there, so I'm not sure. But it's always an adventure on trying to read my little hap screen, so we just kind of keep going. But Eve.
Yes.
Right from the get-go, right from the story of creation of man, creation of the world, was all about how Eve ruined everything, right? And all of our lives and our periods and everything is supposed to be because we just told him to eat that damn apple, right? So we know.
I guess it depends on who tells her story. You know what I'm saying? Is it his story?
Exactly.
Or is it her story? There we go.
Right, Eve. But imagine if she hadn't eaten that apple. Imagine if she just stayed there in the corner. Like, imagine if nothing bad, what we even have right now. So we need these ladies. We might annoy you when we do these things, but we need these ladies.
No to push
away.
In the corner.
So what do you got for trivia questions for us out there?
Wow. Well, we're going to throw this back and forth. I am prepared. Now, what I really liked is that a lot of what she's focused on is imagery. And I want to make a mention before I get into that trivia. This was like something a brainstorm I thought of. One thing I want to do is I want to give a thanks and a shout out to HAPS for not being the norm of broadcasting live. If you go into the App Store, you guys know what I'm talking about. You see the different apps, and I swear you either have to be a teenage pop star, or you have to be a girl with your bobs out. You have to be something that has to do with interacting with a girl and her face and her image. And she's got to be pretty and hopefully sexy. And that's what they're selling on the app stores. Seriously, the majority of it out there is aimed at the image of young, cute, sexualized, objectified women. And we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have that as a representation of HAPS. It's not what they're all about. And I really, really just wanted to give a shout out that they are contributing to that challenge of the norm, that this is not everybody's kind of way of doing live media and broadcasting. So shout out for that. But as I do that, I'm going to get into some of the stuff that I brought up beyond imagery, but, just challenging those norms and doing stuff that, they were not really allowed to do. Some of my questions are just aimed at stuff that you already know. So don't feel like you can't, but go ahead in the comments and answer if you
shout it out.
Because we'll get to the answers at the end. Okay, so the first one is, she was Britain's first female prime minister and dubbed the Iron Lady. You guys all know that, especially if you watch The Crown. Okay. That's
Who knows The Crown? Who knows? Who knows out there?
I don't know if you're going to talk about her or not, but I think she was on somebody's list. Maybe it was Ray of Sunshine was talking about her in one of his broadcasts. The next one, born in 1412 at just 17. She was sent into battle by the future French King Charles VII. She's purported to have seen visions from God and was later burned at the stake. I think we know who she is, but she was just a teenager.
Joan of Arc.
Yeah, there we go.
Joan of Arc, because she's the original badass. She didn't care that she was a girl. She was going to get it anyway. I love that.
She had a mission and a purpose that surpassed what she was as a human even. Like it was her spirit. It was like her relationship that was the spiritual forever relationship in her way of thinking of her creator and the God that she was about was more important than her own life and the fact that she was a teenage girl. Exactly. All right. When most women, and of course the first one, you guys know who that was, right?
Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, stand down, Margaret. Oh, sorry. Oh, she's very controversial.
Margaret was the first one at the table, right? She's the first one at the table, for sure.
And that goes in with what you were talking about, like women in charge of governments. Who's another one? The one from India. Do you have her on your list?
I do not, because wait till you hear my badass lady.
Okay. Then. But I believe it's Indira Gandhi. Yeah, anyway, I'm terrible at remembering names, but I can remember everything about them. But she was also a badass prime minister as well. And shout out to the Cherokee Nation. Wilma Mankiller was one of the first in the federal recognition era, post-colonial tribal leaders that were female. They are a matrilineal society, and she was a long-standing tribal governmental person of influence, not just for her own tribe, which is I think it's the largest set of 3 tribes of the Cherokee Nation. It's the largest tribe in the United States. And she has long-standing national influence on Native rights, Native women's rights, educational rights, the American Indian Child Welfare Act, all of that. So shout out to Wilma Mankiller for also being one of those people. But anyway, I digress.
No, that's good. Okay, well, don't forget Cleopatra.
Oh, there we go.
Can't forget Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Way back when.
And you guys shout out in the comments if we're missing people, if we can't remember.
She ruled Egypt, she conquered Caesar, she conquered Mark Antony, and she looked beautiful and had them carrying her around on a little portable throne while she did it. We know that's the way to do it if we're going to do it, right?
Thank you, Indira Gandhi. Yes, Mankiller, love that name. Yeah, well, that's probably a proud thing to be. I kind of get it almost says feminist right there.
Exactly. Rhodey. Hello, Rhodey.
There's a popular Native American folk singer from the 60s on into today. She's still very highly honored and known in Canada. I always say, this is my trivia question about her. I think I gave it to you when we were chatting. Her first name is like the vampire slayer, Buffy, and her last name is like the city that I'm from, Sault Ste. Marie. So St. Marie. So it's Buffy St. Marie. And I always like to call her the government slayer. Buffy the government slayer.
There we go.
So there we go.
We like that. I like that.
Oh, somebody put in Eleanor Roosevelt. Great.
Oh, Eleanor Roosevelt.
I read her autobiography. What a fascinating intellectual powerhouse beyond just being the arm candy of the president. Wait, I'm losing my ears.
She's losing her ears, people.
She totally changed being what the First Lady of America was to do. She actually had
busted that role out the window because that whole seen not heard thing whenever Eleanor came to be just went right away, right? She's like, what?
And even past after her husband died, still actively involved in the United Nations and all of the stuff that she's done. Well, Amelia Earhart, somebody threw that out.
Amelia Earhart's a good one. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go back to a couple of my questions now.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, here's one. This one is, she is perhaps best known for her 1949 treatise, The Second Sex. The Second Sex.
Who wrote The Second Sex, guys?
A text that remains foundational to the contemporary feminist movement. So now I go from easy to I start out easy, but then we get into something that, not everybody may know that one. But I'll give you a hint.
Hi, Molly.
She's French. Her name is French.
She's French.
Her name is French.
Who's the French lady that wrote The Second Sex? And we should know this
Yeah,
We are pointing out Eleanor Roosevelt liked the ladies a little bit in there too.
Don't feel bad. I actually had to look up the name myself, so it's not.
I don't have that. I don't have that because I'm going after like people like, you know, she's got the people that are like the ones that we will learn in school because they changed us in the respectable ways of breaking through that glass ceiling and things like that.
I did.
Shadi's got Bonnie and Clyde. You know, Bonnie went on the thing. I got, you know, Elizabeth Taylor. You know,
that is actually really key to like literature and now our literature, our movies and like, series, right? But what you have are icons. You have archetypes, and a lot of those archetypes were very masculine, and these women broke out the hero journey of the archetypes in their own way because they were women. So I love that. I love that. So it is Simone de Beauvoir.
Simone de Beauvoir, of course. Oh my God, thank you.
I have speech impediments and I'm terrible at pronouncing.
I am hard at remembering names. Oh, Cher looked it up and I still missed it. Maya Angelou rocks. Absolutely.
Nobody, we want you to Google actually. If you don't know it, go and Google it. I throw out a lot of native people that nobody knows because they didn't probably have a course where you went to college, and a lot of it is college course stuff. They don't even teach it in the grade schools. But like if I said Winona LaDuke, you'd have to Google her. But once you do, you can follow her on Twitter. You can find out who she is. And she's an amazing, amazing leader of the Ojibwe and Anishinaabe people in terms of like a role model for women in politics, in economics, in education, and in sustainable economy. She has probably one of the oldest what you call environmentally sustainable businesses, and it's right on the White Earth Reservation in Minnesota. And if you know anything about reservation economy, it's pretty lacking in economic support and jobs, and she found a way to make it happen there through her education. She went back, and she's just a badass. So Winona LaDuke is on there. So I digress again. I'm going to go back to my questions.
Okay, I'm going to my shiny ones now.
Go to your shiny ones.
My shiny girls like Dita Von Teese, who gave us burlesque as an art form. Elizabeth Taylor, who treated men like tissues, and we didn't care. We loved her anyway. Betty Page, showing us bondage gear and bangs forever and a day. Nancy Friday, for writing My Secret Garden back in the 70s to let us know that women care about sex too.
That's a
Angelina Jolie. Mae West. What about Mae West?
Now Mae West is awesome. Go for it.
You have Mae West in there somewhere?
No, I don't have her, but I just love her. I know we chatted about her. Tell us everything you know about Mae West. She is a documentary of her on Prime Video if you've got it, but she's really fascinating.
The fascinating thing to me about Mae West is I only knew her throughout my life as this, you know, witty comeback girl with the boobs. You know, I didn't know about her, but she really pushed it as a playwright, and she started writing a play called Sex. I think the name of it really was Sex.
Yeah.
And they went after her, all guns blazing, for corrupting the Ruth, for corrupting the youth, trying to throw her in jail, all this craziness. And she was standing up for women, fighting for our free speech the entire time. She wasn't just Mae West that seemed like she was busty and flirting, like happens a lot when we're in there. So we want to fill out these stereotypes and show you why. We remember their looks, but we forget that there's battle scars on these women.
There you go. There's sacrifices that have been had. And one thing that is really interesting about Mae West is you would think that would be the end all and be all of her career. But let's just say that her career actually got started when she was, I believe, in her, how old was she? I mean, we're talking like she's all about feminine sexuality and doing it in playing the role. But she was quite up in her years and still did that. She was breaking out the idea that a woman over the age of 50 could be sexy. And I love that. Exactly. And the other thing about her was that it actually improved her career. All the bad ass press she got, actually she overcame.
Kept her alive, kept her going. Yeah, exactly. Kept it going. Pam Grier, Foxy Brown, Pam Grier, you know, she's showing us right now at what, 70, whatever, she's still Foxy. It doesn't matter, your age doesn't matter. They want we have to always consider the source, you know, young women are beautiful, old women are beautiful, every woman in between is beautiful, everyone has good characteristics.
And what is beautiful?
We're trying to get out of that male focused lens that makes us think that we need the, you know, prime baby making meat or whatever they want to call it, right? Or the plasticky boobs or whatever.
Or
we're trying to change those stereotypes.
Exactly. Or limiting it to a male heterosexual predominantly Asian idea of what is beautiful.
Angela Davis.
All right.
Absolutely.
Oh no, Angela
Davis. We got Dolly Parton doing her bits in there too.
People. Talk about Angela Davis. Talk about her.
I don't have all the things to talk about her. Wait, I'm trying to get something here. So there's something I want to get into before we talk about movie people, because one of the things that I want to do with our time here, Michelle, is besides educating them on these strong women that they might not think of as strong, because you might have not even thought about them at all or didn't know anything about them. But I also want us to start looking at the women how we are portrayed in the media altogether. So we have lists of all the great female roles. But I have this little chart here that I want to start to look at. I'm not going to show you the chart. I'm going to tell you.
Before I get into that, I'm going to just have you take a pause and a breath, because what I'm going to do is you can't see the comments and I can. So
okay, go read the comments. I see Happy Women's Day from Libby.
Yeah, so yep, they say
I'm not doing any
Taylor and Mae West. Mae Witch. Whoa, did I say that? It says hi from Twitch, and I put Mae Witch. That was not.
That's Mark. Hey, Mark, watching over at Twitch. He's checking it out.
Okay, yeah, 420 Prince. Hey, welcome. I don't know if you can hear me. I hope you can. If you're still here, Betty Davis. Betty Davis eyes. Yeah, that was a badass woman. Strong. That's the role. Gigi Sanders says hello from Washington. Gloria Steinem. We cannot forget Gloria Steinem. And of course, the same person who said that, John B, is mentioning Angela Davis as well. Dolly Parton. Now that is a real badass woman who did it very gracefully, but very strongly.
And still.
Yeah.
Black Panther, bra burner, and badass, says JB about Angela Davis.
Yep, JB knows his badass women.
He knows his badass women.
That's one of the comments.
All I'm trying to point out here, Michelle, all I want to point out is I want you to look at all these women that we're talking about that break the rules and how they're breaking them. Like, what exactly is it that's broken? What is it that's stepped out of place? And it's often their appearance. Mm-hmm. It's often their role that they assume, because a lot of times it's seen as a masculine role or a sexually assertive role, or are they just moms and teachers, and are they just, what are the roles? Are the women even talking to each other and engaging with each other in this movie, or are they just eye candy on the side? What kind of behavior are those women observing? Are they having the same level of dialogue and character development with the ladies that you're seeing in the show, or are they there as just little junk poke signs or in the corner? So there's lots of things about gender bias that sneak in with these ladies, that if we look at what it is that they broke, what the rules were that they broke, it basically comes down to that. And you can use that same analysis in your life, all these different things. Because if it's coming down to someone defining your role for you, or what they think you should look like, or what they think you should be doing, right? That's the roles we're trying to break, because we want you to be your own shiny self. Woo-hoo! So I'm thinking we need to look at that all the time when we're watching TV, when we're watching movies, when we're doing things with our daughters, when we see these things, pointing out, okay, well, that's wonderful that they have the female lead detective, but why is she wearing stiletto heels and lipstick and giant hair? Does that suit the role, or does that suit the gender stereotype? Things like that is what we're trying to find out. And these ladies that we're talking about took the rules and the roles and the way they were supposed to look and behave and said no, and did their own stuff and become their own crazy people.
There you go. And, I'm a chef, right? Okay, like that kind of stuff just doesn't fly. Like you see, even on Food Network, you got the coiffed hair, you got the nails, you got lots of jewelry wearing. And I think it's because they're on network TV. I get it. But like those things aren't even allowed in the kitchen. Your hair is up, you're sweating, whatever makeup you have on comes off anyway. It's not a very glamorous profession. It's a very hardworking, profession. And your hair is the last thing that people want in their food. So, this image of this idea that a female chef has to rock a great hairdo and has to have like great nails is kind of ridiculous to me. And so I kind of like go, whenever I see that. But I get it. They're doing a show. It's on TV, but in reality, it just doesn't work. I'm going to admit.
But the way we have to look at that.
Great comments. We get some really great comments here. I hate to cut you off here.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Go for ahead.
We have women code breakers.
Yes.
Says.
Oh yes, code breakers. Very good. And you know,
the women that came to the plants when the men were off at war. Right?
Angela Davis is a professor now at UCLA. There you go.
Nice.
We have to create and write better roles for ourselves. Yes.
Exactly.
That's a really great comment. Where's another comment?
In life
here?
and in movies.
Woohoo!
Because it's not just.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So what we're trying to say is, okay, but you're talking about the cooking lady, right? And the cooking lady's all fancy on the show, but her hair would get everywhere.
Right,
do we still in 2021, do we still want to perpetuate the gender bias by making the ladies feel like they need to go out and present themselves in this way in order to appease the male viewers? Or do we let them be what they want to be? That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to get you to recognize that maybe she doesn't even really want to wear that makeup. How many girls out there have been in a situation or grown up in a situation where you don't even want to do what they're telling you?
I am one of those ladies. I mean, I am in a profession that is predominantly male. Women who cook are home cooks, that's unacceptable. Betty Crocker, that's unacceptable. Writing a little cookbook and having that kind of show seems acceptable. But when you're actually in an industrial strength kitchen and you're doing the chef and things, I'm telling you, women have to fight for a position of respect that we can equally be as good or seen as a professional with the technique. I always say the difference between art and craft is that craft is predominantly women-based arts. That's the difference. And that's why it's seen as less than. And I feel that home cook, where they have to distinguish between a professional chef and a home cook, the only difference is technique. Now, if you have a mom that has a great recipe and she's known for it, she's experimented and done the same technique over and over again until she's perfected it, just like any other chef that's out there. But it's really tough to break through that idea that I'm just as good. I'm not just some cook. I'm a chef.
Right. Women are often seen as we are supposed to be in the caretaking roles, or our skills are luck and not skill, like with the culinary world. Like she's seen as cooking, like she's a mom that went and got a cook job and is showing off instead of like a chef from France where we watched growing up on TV. You know what I mean? We assign that to the women. That's what we're trying to point out, Michelle and I. We've made it that way. Shirley Chisholm, oh my gosh, yes. Who else do we have here? Mae Jemison, Barbara Walters. Oh my gosh, Barbara Walters. I love Barbara Walters. Hey, Alexis. I love my queer girl, shaved head, fluffy dress, petite coat, wearing steel, stomp your face boots. I define my own role. Yes, you do.
Alexis just puts it right on the point. She goes, I'm a home cook, and it's okay to be proud to be a home cook. It's okay to be a chef. What I'm saying is there's literally, it seems like in the view out there that
how it is
one is less than and not the same. That's what bothers me. Like there's like a person who does craft are probably just as skilled an artisan as anyone who does what would be considered the classical arts, which tend to be also very male dominated. So I like that women can break free from that and still like show what they can do, show their skill, you know, and take that genre over and make it there. So I love that.
What I meant with the cooking thing too is that, you know, it's kind of this thing where women have to prove themselves on a different set of playing grounds. You have to prove yourself and prove yourself and prove yourself. So a man that's cooking, he might be cooking a meal the same as you, Alexis, and the same as you on a format, and they say, oh my God, he's brilliant, he's so talented, he's a chef, you know. But when Alexis is doing it, she's described as reliable, home cook, hardworking, nurturing. You see what I'm saying? Like it's all what we are putting our slant on it over and over again.
All because of their gender. That's the gender bias.
Right, it's like if you're looking through a kaleidoscope, it's not that we're doing everything laser focused wrong. It's that our whole kaleidoscope is shaped this way, right? Our whole kaleidoscope. I'm reading some of these comments here. Women have to let more confidence. Yes, yes.
Well, if you notice, like the sort of Chef Ramsay, and I'm not picking on him, although he's the obvious one. It's like he's almost, it's like because he's so aggressive and so passionate, and he swears and all this stuff, and people go at what he says, that he's actually rewarded for that behavior. If I were to do that kind of shit, I'd be up for a reprimand. You see what I'm saying?
Right. For us, we be demure. We should be demure, or else we're difficult. Right? If we're not being mild and quiet or whatever, we're seen as difficult. A man can boast and say, I'm the best, I'm the one. A woman does that, and it's viewed totally differently. So that's why we're trying to change it out. Like imagine if the authoritarian chef yelling at everybody was a woman. What words do you think they would be using to describe? Would they all be thinking, oh my God, she is so smart. I value her advice, even though she's barking at me like a terrible mean person and makes me cry? No, they'd probably be like, oh my gosh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And wouldn't want to do it. So we're just trying to view.
I've been told that I was too direct, but then what I say is in those responses, I'm like, look, we're in a kitchen. We got stuff to do. I do say please and thank you. I'm respectful. But I basically have to sometimes, in my position, I have no choice. I have to tell people what to do so they can get it done in a very fast way. And I don't do it in a mean way. I don't raise my voice. But I could be seen as being not kind and all that kind of stuff. And a man next to me could be like, hey, get this fucking dish out of here, and nobody says anything, And
nobody says, oh my God, he's so horrible. I get that man out of the kitchen. Oh no.
Yeah. And all I like, hey, order up. Who's got number 22? Let's go. I mean, that's seen as bitchy sometimes.
Exactly. Standing up for yourself as a woman is often seen as threatening, right? Just standing up for your own self.
I love that.
I'm a G-rated food broadcaster. Are you making cut? What's happening in Alexis's world down here? Are you being rude, Alexis? I don't think so.
I think it's cute.
See, Ramsay has a program in the UK to show women that they can be awesome in the kitchen. He found most of the chefs applying to him have been male. Exactly, because they that makes sense. I love it. But it's often invisible or threatening. Stay in the background, right? Or don't boast, right? The men boast, but women are self-serving if they do that.
I get her comment. I get her comment.
Go.
She's like, compared to me. She's like, I'm rated G compared to Mr. Ramsay. Seriously, like,
Oh, yes. Alexis does not scream and yell at people at all. No. Could you imagine? I don't know. It might be fun, Alexis. You could try. Can we just do a special broadcast where we see what happens if you behave like Gordon Ramsay?
We have a great comment here by Eleanor Marie. Bitch, nag, nasty, controlling. The list could go on for what they say about us. And, it's like, whatever happened to being assertive? Whatever happened to being confident? We like to, on days like this, praise, I'm all about strong women. I'm all about their confidence and their assertiveness. And, wow, they're just so badass. But then when we actually do it, they're just like, ooh, I don't like you. You're mean. You're nasty. You're blah, 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 blah. There is all of that going on. So we're also
seen like we have to be perfect all the time, right? Like if we're not perfect, it's seen like we're out of control. We don't know what's happening. Oh my goodness, like it's chaos if we're not perfect all the time. If we might have to ask a question or something. Like there's a lot of different ways. Like anger, like you were saying with anger. Mm-hmm. Anger will raise a man's status. It lowers us is because we don't have control. We're too emotional or whatever,
I know we got about like 20 minutes or so, but I do want to make a mention here. Chris and Martin Carhunger, they are Chris and Martin, the Carhunger team, male and female, married couple. She's making some really great comments, and I guess she's going to broadcast it on tonight. Female ladies and directors, art directors and directors, female producers, they have the harder time. She's talking about in her industry, really, we're touching a button on, you could like put this to any career, even motherhood, which I believe is a career. Motherhood, if it's like a single dad versus a single mom, how single moms are called out. especially if they are of a not white race and seen as less than. But if it's a male single dad, it's like, oh, he's trying so hard, he's doing his best. I mean, there's such
exactly.
So great guys, great comments. But back to you, hippie.
Okay. So let's go through some of these movies when we're talking about the different roles. These are the movies of the women that we like, and we love these movies, and the men love these women, and the women love these women, and we love these movies. So I want you to look at, when we're talking about these ladies, how they don't fit the standard mold, how they broke that mold. What was it about this role that didn't fulfill the stereotype, right? How did we do it? So what if we think about Ellen Ripley in Alien, in the whole Alien series?
Ooh,
what if she was just the statistician in the corner that had to be quiet, right? What would...
Nobody puts her in the corner either.
They'd all be dead. Everyone would be dead. Exactly. We need Ellen Ripley.
And what about Jamie Lee Curtis in the Halloween movies? Hello.
And Jamie Lee, well, she did a lot of screaming, but yes.
They both changed the genres of both horror and science fiction. And her, I mean, with Alien, it's science fiction horror, period. It's like everything. Yeah, some of the first people to die are the dudes, not the people. You know, they have that joke about like people in space. It's usually like, you know, the dudes are out doing all the stuff, and you know, anyway.
Who do we have from space? We had all the women from the Hidden Figures movie that already broke all of their stereotypes by saying no, they were going to do whatever they want and be smart because they were smart. We have Tess McGill. Remember in the 80s, Working Girl. Remember how Working Girl was such a big deal? That movie even was a big deal because the Working Girl back then was a big deal. Do you know, like my mom having a job when I was growing up was like, oh, she has a job. Oh my God, she's a single woman. Oh my God. Like all of these things that we take for granted. You watch the movie Working Girl and then you remember, oh my goodness, look at all they have to go through with their, while they have tons of hairspray, tons of makeup, high heels, fashion, all this.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was during a time where people were wondering if women could have it all, they could do it all. Like, it was such a stress. And it was like pitting women against women at sometimes with that, like, whole argument of like, oh, stay-at-home mom versus a working mom. You know, I mean, all of that stuff, like trying to make room for all kinds of moms was really a challenge.
Carrie Fisher rose above the dishes to make Princess Leia stronger than life. Took years for her to incorporate the strength of the character into her own life. Yes, unfortunately, it got cut short. So we had Princess Leia, but Princess Leia, figuratively and literally in the script, had Rey, right? So now we have all the new Star Wars with Rey as the superhero, a girl, kicking butt, taking names, right? We have Wonder Woman. We have the old Wonder Woman who kicked butt, but she was just all like, da-da-da. We have the new Wonder Woman who's going to take them out, right?
I got some trivia fun fact on that. Who brought back, back in the day, in the early part where it was Action Comics, before there was Marvel, before there was DC, there was Action Comics. And that's when they introduced, in sort of like the World War II era, Wonder Woman as a comic book strip. But somebody in the 70s, a feminist, who I think we might have mentioned, or somebody mentioned to her in the comments, actually brought back Wonder Woman for girls to have as an image in comic books. Who was that?
Who was the woman who brought back Wonder Woman in the 70s?
Gloria Steinem.
It was Gloria Steinem! Yay!
So I just wanted to throw that out there. But yes, I
love Gloria Steinem.
9 to 5 was a couple people were thinking of 9 to 5. I was
9 to 5. Yeah, exactly.
That's why we.
How about young girls? We had Cher from Clueless. We had Legally Blonde. We had Elle Woods taking down law school on Legally Blonde, right?
Right.
Yeah, that was a good one. We had Erin Brockovich taking on the system. We had Charlize Theron being the Mad Max.
Oh, there's
Mad Max.
Norma Ray.
I said Mad Max. That's a restaurant.
Norma Ray, that was a really outstanding role, and that was actually
Princess Leia. Just D was the
Sally Field played Norma Ray, and it was a true life story, and it really changed her own career because before that she was the Flying Nun, she was Gidget, the little teeny bopper idol and all that stuff, but then here she is taken seriously as an actress in Norma Ray and like getting Oscars and getting better roles in Hollywood and all of that kind of stuff. Sally Field, yeah, there we go.
How about Sarah Connor? How about Terminator 2? Who can forget Sarah Connor in Terminator 2? No one could have those arms. Those arms were killer arms for men or women. Those were just arms perfected. She was so strong, taking out baddies from the future and the present.
Somebody mentioned Jane Fonda China Syndrome. That's a good movie. Yeah.
Jane Fonda tried to change the world. No one is infallible, but no one has put herself out for longer and more and louder than Jane Fonda. Mistakes or no.
And I'm going to just throw this out. It's not a question to answer, but it's something to ponder. There's a lot of buzz in Hollywood. Since we're talking about movies in Hollywood, there's a lot of buzz that there should just be an actor category for everyone.
Like not actors and actresses.
Think about it, yeah.
But see, I'm a shiny girl, and I love awards, so I'm inclined to think there should just be more awards.
There you go.
Maybe you make it the best role instead of the best this. You know, it's some way for more people to be recognized, and then it's not such an obvious thing when they're all from the same racial makeup. You know what I mean? If we spread it out.
Everybody is shouting out their favorite people.
Silkwood, Meryl Streep, RGB. Oh my God, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We cannot forget Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I also loved Katharine Hepburn wearing pants. Remember how she wore pants? She refused to do all of the things. She was an inspiration to Shiny.
I love
all the time. We have Elastigirl now. We have our own animated heroine. Elastigirl is the one that kicks butt and had her own Pixar movie. We have Hermione.
And then isn't it on the CG series or one of those TV series, Batgirl, breaking norms there?
Which one? Batgirl. Yes,
yeah,
Batgirl is the one. Yes,
she's the first like real prominent LGBTQ character in the DC universe to have their own series and all of that. So I think that's awesome.
Speaking of the LGBT, don't forget we have Tallulah Banks. We didn't say her; she's real.
So
Tallulah Banks bringing that all to the forefront.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay. We've got about 15 minutes, so we're going to have to wrap up in about 10. We got 10 minutes to talk and maybe a 5-minute wrap up. But you had gender bias scenarios. Have you been reading? Could you read some of that stuff off? Let's go back to that because we've been talking, guys. Just to wrap up for those just joining you, and thank you for all the great comments and interaction with us. I love it. I love it. Wouldn't women be just pushed aside by the white male Academy members, locked out of all the awards? Yeah, that's why it's such a controversy. It's like the bad and the ugly about it. But it's just a question to throw out there, like what people think about it. I love it. It's a great comment in response. But International Women, we went over some statistics about women. We have the theme about challenging the norms, and I know Shiny's got lots to say about that. And that's why she formed this whole thing about bad women actors doing what they had to do to break those norms and challenge them.
Ellen, yes, somebody says Ellen. Ellen took a hit for everybody. Yes, we forgot Ellen.
Women, movie heroes, TV imagery. We're talking a lot about body image in there, and I know Carter has a lot to do with that. I can't wait to see what she's going to broadcast tonight, talking about body imagery and specifically what we're talking about in film and TV and stereotypes. Gender bias on the job. But let's talk about that. Let's go back to that gender bias scenario. I love what you had. I don't know if you had a chance to share all of it, but I want to make sure you get everything in that you can possibly do.
Well, I just had some scenarios that come up in like regular everyday life that you might not think of, you know, that they just skate by us like the status quo. You know, we just accept it as it is. Like, how about if a woman is saying, anytime I'm out of the office for an off-site meeting or I'm out for the day, I'm always asked which kid is sick or is it another school holiday, because every time she's out of the office, it's determined that she must be with her kids, right?
You know,
or if she wants to work late, and they say, what about your kids? They don't say anything to the man about him working late.
And you know, that's actually kind of sad because there's at least in Germany, they recognize you know, that men are also important to the family structure and the children and the raising of the children. So they give family leave to men to take care of children. You know, like they open that up, and I think that's not done here in the United States. But I have another one. What happens when you get pregnant? I've actually got pregnant on the job and was asked if I was planning on returning or staying home with my child. Like, I never approached them and said, this is what my plan is.
So many people assume once you have kids, you don't want promotions. They assume you don't want to travel for work, even though you might want to travel for work. They assume everything that you're doing then is geared towards children and not towards your career.
And when I did get back to work, they were not assigning me stuff out in the field. It was like I was stuck in the office. And I'm like, man, when I was 5 months pregnant, you didn't have any problem having me go hike up a big hill, you know, a big mountain kind of thing to go look at petroglyphs and to do a story on it. And I was 5 months pregnant. But now that I have a baby, I can't leave the office. What is going on here?
It doesn't make any sense. And I think that unless we bring these things to the forefront, people will just think it's the norm and not even notice. Because you might not even think of it. You might not think that it's offensive as a man to say, oh, is one of your kids sick when you're out of the office? Or, oh, I just assumed you wouldn't want to participate in that meeting. Or I just, you know, those things. But that's the kind of things that we have to point out. Do you know there are women who even pretend like they don't have kids?
And speaking of, somebody's mentioning that they got pregnant in 16 high school and they expelled her. Now, did they expel the boy that got her pregnant?
Right, that's always the way, right?
You know, and
I always think that. Don't get me started on that. No, we're being nice.
All right, I don't want to get started on the whole idea of prophylactics and birth control, but that's a huge somebody else. But it just reminds me that it always seems to be on the woman not to get pregnant, but it's never on the man to not get a girl pregnant.
Exactly.
Just saying.
And men take a lot of heat at work too if they are trying to participate in parenting and want to stay home with their kid or go do the things for their kids. You know, they do take a lot of heat in the reverse on that. I will acknowledge, because they get teased like, oh, you're doing your woman's work, you're babysitting today, even though it's their own kids. You know?
And then they work with their wife about like doing, like if they actually have a relationship where they kind of co-parent or they co-this and that around the house, they're seen as, well, I'm not going to say it, but they're seen as, you know, under the control of their wife.
Exactly. They make a bad assumption about the wife. That's the point. Exactly. It's not an assumption about the men. It's an assumption about the wives always.
So it is 4:19. I'm going to try and put myself on mute. I want you to go ahead and give a summary or whatever.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Go for it. And thank you, everybody in the comments. I see Rosa Parks. I see always on the women. About the birth control. But so that's the side story of the person who said about being pregnant. It was Eleanor. She said, but I homeschooled myself and bust my studies, and I got an actual diploma before I had my son. So
actual diploma, 3 weeks. Good job. Good job. Tap those biceps. This is why Shani does that. My biceps may be lame right now, but I've been big for 4 years on Periscope about tapping that bicep when you do something good. Be proud of yourself, even if it's a teeny tiny thing or a life-changing thing or anywhere in between. We got to celebrate all of that and recognize your strengths.
I love doing this broadcast with you. You are such a ray of sunshine, literally, in California. I have sunshine coming here in Ohio. Come back to Ohio and visit sometime. I'll be here.
John took 6 weeks off of it when his baby daughter was born. I know you did. You were such a good dad. Did you catch shit from the firefighters for doing it, JB, or did they like it? I'm curious if JB got it. He was a first responder, saving us all, fireman for 1,000,000 years. So I'm curious if they teased him.
Getting math. Oh, you know what? Math and science. Someone says about the United States as a
STEM. Yes, you got to study those things. You got to become capitalist. Don't assume that you have to be a teacher because they say so. Nothing wrong with being a teacher. I'm just saying, don't assume anything. You can do whatever you want.
So many women in rock that said, you know, there's women in rock. I didn't even get to that, but I love.
You didn't even do the women in rock. What about Joan Jett? What about Stevie Nicks? What about Janis Joplin?
Right up my alley. Well, because I'm actually going to focus on that a lot more in my own broadcast this month. I'm going to draw some portraits of people like Susie Sue from Susie and the Banshees. And one of the reasons why they're in that in the begin with is they are definitely breaking down the stereotype that women can actually play instruments. They can rock as hard as the men. And also, they did not want to be that stereotype. They said no. I want to do something very creative and different. I don't want to just stay at home with the kids. I'm sorry, but I've got more to offer in life. And they did it through a very male-dominated industry in music. So, and a lot of them, not everyone, But a lot of them do it without, showing their body and making it about their body. It's about their actual music and their musicianship. So, but there's a lot of tension. I still feel even today that women who perform music have to show their body as part of it. And
it does seem like what Annie Lennox did and Billie Eilish doesn't, and Billie Eilish is kicking ass and she wears great big giant things. So it's happening. The changes are coming.
Yeah, and the controversy could be a lot of feminists embrace Madonna, for example, because she took what was given her, the sexualized objectifying of her body, and she changed herself into this sort of chameleon and created feminist characters out of that imagery. Now, did she do it right? Did she do it wrong? She didn't give a shit. She just did it. And so
I want to read this. I want to read this from Dean. I am not sure if I'm a house husband, kept man, boy toy, or just a bum, but I'm thankful for my wife for keeping me for 30 years. So he gets to tap his bicep for recognizing that he has a wonderful wife. He comes in.
Look at all the monikers that we give men. Like, we're not, when we say gender bias, we're talking about all genders, the entire spectrum. But specifically, it's Women's Day today. But there is such a spectrum of gender. We don't even have the language right now to speak respectfully to one another about gender, even to this day. But the number one thing is, whatever gender you are, whatever you identify as, let's treat each other with respect and what people want to be called versus what we call them.
Exactly. It really doesn't hurt you. This is what I never get. It doesn't hurt you. If you can learn to say John, Terry, Annie, whatever, if you can learn to say he, she for this, you can learn to say the names of how people want to be addressed. You can do this. It's okay. You just add it to their description in your head. You just make that part of their name, and there you go. Shouldn't be a big deal. Okay. But I want to talk a little bit. I want to tell people a little bit about Shiny too here, because one of the things I do on Shiny Hippie Broadcast is have these kind of conversations sometimes that we might not be that comfortable having, but we need to have. But we do it here on the beach. We do it on the rocks. We do it in a fun way so that everybody's having a good time. We also stretch and breathe and focus on taking care of ourselves. And as women, it is very hard to even put time to take care of yourself into the equation. We're so used to doing all the things for other people. So everybody has to find a time, find a space, find a place where you can focus on yourselves and the things that you want and who you want to be. And women especially, try to focus on who you want to be. Men too, but women have this innately. Try to focus on what you want to do and who you want to be without worrying about if it's a mom's thing to do, or a teacher thing to do, or a brother thing to do, or a husband thing to do, or a responsible thing to do, or all the woulds and shoulds and all the things that the world tries to put upon you. That's what we're trying to do by eliminating gender bias. Maybe Michelle and I could do something about racial bias sometime too, because we've had some great conversations there.
Many similar things there.
We just need to talk about these things so that there's no stigma anymore. Once you start being like Shiny and you just put it all out there in your life, you might not do it as loudly as I do.
I got one more thing to say. It's 4:25. We got 5 minutes. I got one more thing to say, and then I'm going to be silent and let you wrap up for the next 5 minutes, however you want to do it. But the one thing I want to say in response to that, you've really hit a deep button inside of me, because to me, racial and gender bias kind of all goes together along with sexuality. We are more than just one part of our identity. And I talk about that a lot when I'm doing portraits and I'm doing life stories and I'm talking about my own life story. It all kind of makes sense because I'm a whole person. And here's something I want to challenge people to think of. How many things do you have to have in front of what you do? Am I a female artist? Am I a Native American female artist? Am I a Native American female bisexual artist? I mean, how many things do I have to have in front of the word artist? Why can't I just be an artist? Why can't I just be a chef? So thank you so much for doing this with me, and I'm doing this with you. I hope I was a good co-host. I hope that
you were great. Thank you so much for coming to play with me today and helping spread the conversation, spread the word, and bringing your trivia to us. I appreciate it so much.
I love it. Eleanor goes, I'm an Eleanor, all caps.
Yay, Eleanor. She's named after Strong Lady. She's ready.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you. I have no idea who's up next, but I'm just going to listen to you and learn from the Shiny. So Shiny Happy Hippie made me happy today with her Shiny everything.
Thank you, Eleanor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I do have to tell me if you're off. I don't know. I can't tell.
3 minutes. Just keep going until somebody else.
Okay, so here's what we got to do, guys. We got 3 minutes to get our groove on. We got to get out here in a positive space. We got to greet the rest of this day in a positive way. So we're going to take that deep breath again. I'm going to show you this view again. You're going to start clearing out all the garbage that the world has put upon you. When you take this breath and exhale, I want you to exhale the garbage the world has put upon you. Okay? Wherever you are, however you're watching. All the garbage the world has put upon you. Let's take a big breath into this California sunshine. And exhale all the crap.
Oh, man, you just like,
Do it again. You got to get it out.
Okay. Arms up. Woohoo.
You got it.
I'm in a chair, so I'm just going to do a chair yoga. Oh, I love this.
Let's take a look around.
Oh, you do awesome.
Let's take a look around, and I always close with a quote. So let's take a look around. By the way, I want you to follow Shiny Hippie, all of you who haven't followed me before. We have fun from the beach. We have great conversations. Give me a follow. Come on back. We usually have music, but I'm being a good girl today because we're here on Haps. So let me show you around, everybody.
And Shiny, while you're showing everybody around, I want to welcome JJ Walsh and welcome back Louise Poppy. You guys,
Louise,
I got my red
you guys so much.
I have red framed glasses. We could have been like, the trifecta of the primary colors. Louise in her blue specs. And JJ, it's so nice to meet you. I don't know who you are. It's good to see you.
Hey,
all right, here's
nice
my
to
quote.
meet you guys. Good job.
Are we ready?
Sorry I jumped in a little bit early. Wasn't sure how it was working.
It's actually 4:29.
Let me get the quote.
This is a great segue. Oh, she's got a quote. A wise girl.
Marilyn Monroe, people. Marilyn Monroe.
What was the last part? A wise girl
says a wise girl knows her limits. A smart girl knows she has none. That's the way we were to think about it. Marilyn Monroe could do it. We could do it.
So that was Shiny Hippie and Native Graffiti. I am Michelle Alexander, and I do portraits. I'm definitely going to rock out some badass women portraits this month. Sometimes when I can fit that in with all the other portraits I do. Thursday nights, I work with Carrie Long, another badass woman who showcases a talent, and I draw whoever is singing while they do music. I love this. It gets me fun on Saturdays, and I'm a part of a group of people who are music heads because I am a former punk rock musician. So
awesome.
We love to talk about music and those kind of things. And we're actually going to talk tomorrow night. I believe we're going to have the music head talking. We're going to talk about badass women in music. Talk to you guys.
Have a beautiful, happy International Women's Day, women and ladies. Have fun. I'm out. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me on this leg of my healing journey, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Thanks for letting me make your day more shiny.
Slow down at work. Instant writing's mistake-free.
Oh, I'm big.
Hi, good morning,
Hi,
everyone.
Jolie, how are you?
Hi, Louise. How you doing?
Good. I changed my glasses because I know you have a spectacular collection of glasses. And I thought,
I do. I'm wearing my favorite orange ones today.
Good.
So,
fantastic.
yeah, for Louise, I know you've been on the broadcast before. Should I just introduce myself a little bit?
Yeah, we're just going to chat. Maybe somebody else is going to come on and have a talk to us. But you're the number one host here. But I just want to say welcome and thank you for coming on to HAPS. And you've got such an interesting background. I'm sure everybody wants to hear from you. And you can tell us a little bit about living in Japan and sustainability. And I haven't met Joy yet, but next visit to Japan, it's definitely a date. So,
well, Louise, I appreciate your support so much for getting me onto HAPS, but also for getting me on to Buy Me a Coffee and other ways to develop my guiding in Japan during this pandemic time. So I really appreciate all your support and guidance. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, no, there's lots of really good platforms, and it's really good for our energy because, being involved in tourism, we don't want to lose our mojo, and that's the big thing. So it's great to be able to put the energy into other things. Yeah. Thanks, Wendy. Yeah. Okay. So let's hear from Joy because she's so interesting.
Just brief introduction of myself. I'm Joy Jarman Walsh. I go by JJ Walsh online because my name is very long. For those of you double-barreled women out there, I know you can identify with having long names. I'm happy to have my before marriage name and my after marriage name, but man, it's tough in another country like Japan where you have to write your name in a new language all the time. I do a daily talk show from Japan, which is multi-streamed, featuring people all over Japan who are doing interesting things in terms of sustainability. I was a travel guide trainer and consultant before coronavirus, and trying to transition online led me to this talk show series, and it's been a great learning experience and inspirational, and I've got so many wonderful ideas and inspiration for myself, and it's so wonderful to hear that other people who watch the series are also inspired, or it sparks new ideas wherever they are. I think Japan has so much to offer in terms of reverence for culture and tradition, and entrepreneurs who are going back to the old styles and keeping up the old traditions. And I think there's just so much to unpack here that hasn't really been focused on. So it's such a great opportunity to take the good out of coronavirus and try to create something positive. Yeah, a lot of women. I was kind of disappointed. I just had my 200th episode, Louise, and I was kind of disappointed to realize I only had 106 women and 117 men. And speaking of International Women's Day, it brought up a lot of ideas, like why that was happening. Because my aim, of course, was to be 50-50 or even have more women than men. But, you know, that it's not that bad of a balance, but of course in terms of sustainability as well, I need to be looking for how to improve on that, how to get better next time. But you know what, it's probably a common thing around the world is that a lot of the women that I go to and say, would you like to be a guest on the show, they actually say no, or I'm not ready, or you know, maybe next month, or maybe once I write a book. And I think this is a common problem for many of us women, that we are our biggest critics, right? And we often self-edit and say, we're not ready, I'm not good enough, right? And we need to just put ourselves out there, I think, a little bit more. And so I really appreciate the women who've joined in my talk show series and really put themselves out there, start new companies. Japan has really horrendous rankings in terms of gender equality around the world. I know New Zealand, Louise, in contrast, I have one of my favorite memories. I was racing triathlon for many years in Japan. And a New Zealand female coach came over with a junior athlete to join one of the races. And he won the race, and the male winner of the race got a free ticket to go to a race in New Zealand. And I was the female winner of that race, and I got a box of cakes.
Whoa.
And she helped. I mean, I was used to it because that's Japan. That's the usual Japan situation. Even as the winner, if you're a woman, your prize is way less than the male winner. And we see this in professional sports too, all over the world. But yeah, so she came over and she said, this is absolutely not okay. You know, get in touch. We'll sort out something. If you can come to New Zealand, we'll at least cover your tournament costs. And she gave me some T-shirts and some merch that she brought over. And it kind of opened my eyes, you know, to this isn't okay. And why am I accepting this? You know, so I've been a lot more outspoken since then.
Yeah. And it's been the same with professional sports here. The men's rugby team earns millions of dollars a year. The women's rugby team is just beginning to come up there in terms of the money, but it's not equal yet by any means. And even the amount of publicity, the men get far more publicity than the women do. So, so Joy, where are most of your followers from? Are they in Japan or are they outside Japan?
You know, it's interesting. When I first started, the biggest audience for the podcast version. So I do the video version and then I do the podcast version, audio version, which goes out. And the audio version biggest audience was in India. Which is really interesting. But they just have a giant market for podcasting. Now it's my biggest audience on both platforms, on both video and audio, is in Japan. And then is America, and then is India, and then Australia, and New Zealand. So it's the top 10 are English speaking countries, but I'm so happy to see that the top country for listeners is in Japan, because that is the aim. Everything's in English, but the aim is to try to get people living and working in Japan to think about better options in terms of more sustainable options for their daily life. And as well as inspiration, because we're all feeling a bit depressed now, and people around the world can be inspired from Japan. But of course, people living and working in Japan are most invested in Japan. So it's great to see people listening in and commenting and really getting a lot from it. I just wanted to mention some women that really inspired me this year. And Louise, maybe you've done this already. But of course, for me, focused on sustainability, Greta Thunberg, and how she started the Fridays for the Future. And we actually had a lot of young people in Japan taking that up and doing Friday for the Future protests and holding signs, even soft protesting, just holding signs in front of their schools or on city street corners. Jane Fonda has been a real inspiration to me. She also does Fire Drill Fridays in America and tries to focus on the climate problems and get people inspired and get people thinking about what's going on. The women who started Black Lives Matter, Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullens, and Opal Tometi. And actually, we had Black Lives Matter protests in Japan. And Ayana Wise, who I interviewed in the series, she was part of the team setting that up, getting the protest organized, making speeches and everything. And that's so inspiring. I think, you know, a lot of people were like, why do you need to do Black Lives Matter in Japan? But it raised a lot of really positive, important discussion, not only about people of color or people who are non-Japanese, but also about gender issues, about non-binary issues, about people who don't fit in, even Japanese people who just don't fit in to that expected box that a lot of kids are pushed into, you know?
Yeah. It gave people something to identify with, something that was different, but it was okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move over because it looks like my battery's dying.
I had the same problem before too.
The live streaming really takes it out of your battery, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
you get to see some of my house here. It's very untidy.
Oh, no,
but I think...
But you're living in Hiroshima?
Yeah, I'm in Hiroshima. We renovated an old house. And yeah, it's funny because a lot of the speakers in the series, we also talk about renovating houses because it's a passion of mine to renovate this old house, and I love it. And it's becoming really popular for people to move out of the cities into the rural areas. And that's also, you know, a gender issue because a lot of the farmers in the rural areas, they're women and elderly and not able to do as much of the work as they used to do. So it's great to see people moving out and reinvigorating these rural areas and rural communities. Yeah, and a lot of like single mothers finding more balance when they move out to the rural area. Yeah, it's really, I don't know if you have that in New Zealand, but it's hard to to find childcare that you can afford. And then if you move out to the rural area, you have the same childcare, but a lot less competition for it. Or schools, you know, same great quality schools, but a lot less kids. So your kids get a lot more personalized attention.
So
then,
can I ask you, how old is the house that you've renovated?
So it's a funny story because I used to do a walk around this area and I used to see this house and I was so interested in it because it has an old traditional farmhouse kind of look. It kind of looks like a Tudor style from the outside. And I was like, I love that house. And then I saw the signs go up saying it's for sale. And I said, I've got to at least look at it, you know. And we actually got a discount on it because it was you bought the land, but then you got a discount for having an old house on it, which is considered garbage, you know.
Yeah.
So that was nice. 50 years old.
50.
But they're, yeah.
It's just interesting because one of my sons lives in an apartment and the other one bought a house. And or they were both able, one bought the apartment and one bought the house. And it's one of those little, it's like a cookie cutter house, but each one's a little bit different. And he told me that they're only really made to last 25 years. And then you pull them down and you build another one. So there's nothing sustainable about this property. So, but I love
is that in Japan or New Zealand?
This is in Japan, in Hachioji.
Oh, yeah.
And I love Hachioji because it's a little bit countryside and you're walking around and it does have these beautiful old houses as well. And I think, what about insulation? Because these old ones are freezing cold in winter.
Yeah. But there's easy insulation that you can do, which doesn't cost the world. We ended up remodeling ours and spending a lot less than people who had new builds. And then if you have an old house, you can actually do a lot better. Let me move to the other area. It looks like my internet is not good over here. Sorry, a lot of movement. But we saved a lot of money. We had bigger land space. So we could keep bigger space inside the house. So I like that because you
could have a garden,
relaxed. The new builds have more space restrictions. Sorry.
So you have a garden outside, Joy, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can show you.
Oh.
So I've rescued these kitties.
Yes.
And we have a little garden out there.
Nice.
They like to watch the birds. You just missed the blossoming ume tree.
Oh, gorgeous.
Now, ume is another great thing which I want to mention because it's actually connected to gender equality in Japan. Ume is the Japanese plum. And a lot of housewives actually make their own umeshu. Have you ever heard of umeshu, Louise?
It's my favorite drink. I've got a bottle in my fridge right now. I love umeshu. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So a lot of, people in Japan aren't allowed to make their own alcohol, but because they're just adding fruit to alcohol they buy in the store and making I have
a friend in New Zealand that makes it, and she provides me umeboshi and ume, and she makes miso paste as well. So so I have my own little supply.
Yeah. So definitely, supporting local farmers, supporting, people who make their own products in Japan is such a gender issue as well as a sustainability issue, of course. And we know that if you support women, then you're supporting kids. If you support women, you're supporting more of the community because they feed it right back. Much more than, if you give a man a pay rise, he might not feed it back quite as much. And that's definitely true in Japan. I was talking to a guy yesterday who was talking about the history of home design. And we had a great discussion about how the home is actually the domain of the women. And, women are the bosses at home. So a lot of the Japanese homes that I visited, actually, you're not allowed as a guest or even as a husband to step into the kitchen. The kitchen is where the mom has all the power.
Yeah.
And, they also control the house budget, most women, so there is a lot of things kind of under the surface where there is so much power by women in Japan, but yet Japan, in terms of promoting women or having women as leadership in companies, is ranked so poorly around the world, and it's so depressing. I've been here for almost 30 years now, and it just seems like progress is, not as good as it could be. We had a recent scandal. Did you hear about the head of the Olympic Committee scandal?
Yes. Yeah, but tell us what happened.
So he was a prime minister of Japan before. His name is Mori, and he was the head of the Olympic Committee, and he made very blatant comment at a press conference saying that women in the group talk too much. And he was annoyed that women talk too much. And then a big outcry, a woman named Momoko Nojo started a protest group on change.org and now they have over 160,000 signatures to ask for him to step down, because this is not okay that he said this. And for me, having worked in like a university system and having to step away from that job, because I felt also really discriminated against, and I couldn't speak up for myself, and I tried to go through the right channels, and the people who had discriminated against me, they moved up, and I was just a complainer, and I know people around the world can identify with that as well. And so when this happened, when Morty said this, I think a lot of us who have lived in Japan experiencing this for a long time, we had kind of a visceral reaction to it. It was like PTSD, and we were all like, no, this is not okay. You cannot say this so blatantly. And so I was so glad to see young women like Momoko Nojo step up and get the petitions and get him to feel pressured to step down.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then finally, they've got a woman in the position, and people saying, well, she's not qualified, all the usual conversations. But yeah, it's so much better. But then on top of that, there's other people in the government who doubled down on the problem. And there was another committee who had not been open to any women in government. And they said, well, women can come in, but they're not allowed to talk. They have to be silent if they come in, and it's just, are you kidding me? But it's just, it's nice in a way that it's all out in the open, but it's so depressing after so many years to see so little progress, So I want to be positive. I want to talk about some of the women in the series from Japan. Just mention their names. Yan Fan, she came from Silicon Valley in the States, and she started a great coding training program here. Melanie Brock from Australia has been such a great influence on women empowerment. She started a great series last year called Celebrating Women of Japan, and trying to get rid of the manel. Louise, the manel? So the all-male panel. It's called the manel.
Oh, the manel? That's quite clever. I hadn't heard that before. Yeah, the manel.
So Yan Fan and Kiltzer and Melanie Brock and I were always trying to promote women in Japan who can be on these panels, because whenever we see a manel, it's just gut-wrenching. Is there no women about this topic that you could have asked to be on, Even sometimes gender issues or women's issues, and you'll have an all-male panel. It's so depressing. So unless we have some kind of soft pressure even from the public, or some kind of regulation, some kind of quota. I know people hate the word quota, but when we look around the world, like countries like Sweden, when they created the quota 50-50 in government, they were able to do it, right? They were able to create that system, and everybody said, even in Sweden, people were saying, oh, you're not going to find people qualified enough. But they did. You know, if you have a quota and you have to fill it, you will find people qualified enough. So I think Japan just kind of needs to step it up a little bit. You've visited Japan before, Louise?
I haven't lived in Japan, no. I usually come to Japan for about 4 months a year. So, but I've been coming to Japan since 1983. So I came to Japan the year that Tokyo Disneyland opened. And then I came again the following year and went back to Tokyo Disneyland. And then 10 years later, we brought our 2 sons back to Japan. And we went to the 10-year anniversary or celebration of Tokyo Disneyland opening. So I've got that early connection, and I have been again since as well. But nice. I'm sort of, my kids fell in love with Japan, of course, when they were children, and studied Japanese at university. And I've just had this ongoing relationship with both Japan and Korea, which I really, I treasure. It's nice. Amazing. Yeah.
I want to, we've got a few more minutes, like 7 more minutes. Yeah. I'd love to, think about how we can improve gender equality. I think in Japan, and maybe in New Zealand, and maybe around the world, it starts with education, right? It starts with the policies that we have in schools. It starts with encouraging teachers to accept differences. I think in Japan, there's an expression, the nail that gets hammered down. Like even, hello from, St. Petersburg. Hello from Los Angeles. Hello, everyone. And everybody's commenting on our glasses, Louise. Yeah, we love colored glasses.
Yeah, we do.
So my daughter, even at school, we had to take her out of public school because she just didn't feel comfortable because of the rigid gender stereotypes about having to wear a skirt and having to be like this because you're a girl. And so much more diversity is accepted in boys, boys will be boys, right? Those kinds of expressions. And that's particularly strong in Japan. So we moved her to a private school where the principal is very encouraging and actually lets her wear the boys' trousers and the boys' jeans uniform. And they've been really fantastic, very supportive. So I'm so grateful to have access to schools like that, and be able to afford that. I know that's privilege on my part. But I always encourage other girls and, other girls in families that we know in Japan to ask. Even asking is like the first important step, right? Not assuming that things will never change, but just asking if it's possible. It might be, adaptable, or it might be something that we could change even a little bit. So,
yes.
I think that's a great first step.
Yeah. There's a nice comment here from Dimmy, who's in Queensland. She says there's a great Japanese woman here in Australia. Her Facebook and Instagram handle is Sumiko Photography. Do you know her? She empowers women through her photography.
I have actually, in the talk show series, I've interviewed a few people in Melbourne, Australia, who are very connected in Japan. So Melissa Mills, who runs a sake company, and Simone Maynard, who is promoting a lot of the sake breweries in Japan and doing interviews with sake brewers around Japan. Also Tina, who runs Wheel Woman. She brings a group of female cyclists over to Japan every year to do cycle tours. So there's a lot of positive influence on Japan from outside Japan. Definitely, right? And now with the lack of inbound tourism, I think we're seeing less traction in terms of moving towards more sustainable policies, more gender diversity, because we don't have tourists here. And people are not thinking about how to cater to people from the outside. Everybody assumes that everyone in Japan is the same. And everybody in Japan just wants it as it's always been. But when you have international tourists coming in, you actually have companies and businesses thinking about how to cater to diversity. And that is why I'm so passionate about tourism as a part of sustainability, because it can be such a positive influence, right?
Yes. And we have this very strong bond in the Pacific. So we're all islands in the Pacific. Australia's the largest of them, but we are a very, very big, a very strong bond between us all, and a lot of scholarships have been set up from the early days, and a lot of trade between our countries. So
Yeah, like a lot of, I was surprised at how strong the Japan connection is. Actually, interviewed a woman who's Japanese but living in Melbourne. She's teaching Japanese cooking classes in Melbourne and using local ingredients to make Japanese recipes. And I thought that was so exciting, you know. And then I know there's a big, in New York, there's a really big population of people who are Japanese and living there, not green card holders. They're just working there or living there, or just passionate about being outside Japan. So that definitely has a positive effect on what happens in Japan too. And that could be very positive in terms of promoting diversity and gender equality more. So when people train abroad and then they come back, they have a positive influence, or they could have if they're accepted, right? I had a great talk the other day with a man named Post, who took his wife's name, and he went through all the normal challenges that a woman goes through when she changes her name in Japan. And he wrote a book about it, and that was really interesting.
Yeah,
he also took paternity leave, which rarely happens in Japan. So I think we need women, of course, to have soft pressure, but we also need men to step up and speak out and to talk about diversity and the need for everybody to be equal as well.
Absolutely.
I think, we've got one more minute, Louise. I can't believe it's passed so quickly.
Message for us.
I'm so sorry. I've been doing all the talking.
It's been fascinating, and I'm sure everybody's really enjoyed hearing a little bit about your life in Japan, because it's very interesting, and I thank you very much for sharing it with us. It's really, really fabulous, and I look forward to hearing more from you, hopefully here on HAPS, and the different platforms that you're
I'm having connection issues sometimes on HAPS, like I noticed today, even when I'm at home. But I'm getting pocket Wi-Fi and hopefully doing more walks around areas of Japan to introduce on HAPS. So inspired by you, Louise. Thank you so
fabulous. Much. So thank you very much. I think we've got Joanne. I don't see her there yet, but Joanne's coming on. Joanne's an old friend of mine, and we met in Los Angeles, and I've actually been lucky enough to meet a lot of people, so it's been good. So we'll just hang fire until they bring them in.
Yeah, Brett had a great comment. Sorry, I didn't see that till now, Brett. You said it also starts earlier at home, where gender roles and expectations are set by the parents. And I think that's so true in how parents treat boys and treat girls, even in their own family. Definitely worth considering how we could be better, even at home, right?
I'm seeing Joanne there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Are they ready? The next people?
Joanne's here. Yeah, they'll take us off.
Okay.
And,
Hi. Good morning. All right. I'm gonna leave and let you guys take over.
Okay.
Happy
so thank you very much,
International Women's Day.
Awesome.
Great to connect with you guys. I'll be following. Take care. Bye.
Bye for now. Thank you.
Well, kia ora. How are you?
Joanne, how are you?
I am good. Oh my God, how come I'm so huge and you're like normal size?
No, we're big. No, we're good. We're equal size, but I'm sitting back. I don't want to be too close to the screen. Who's coming on with you?
Well, Michelle Garrett is supposed to be joining me, and Web EV, who I think you know, is going to be joining me as well.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So really, how come I'm so large and you're so like normal?
No, because I think you're looking for. I'm sitting back and you're up at the screen like this.
I'm not. I'm like back. Okay, let me move back a little bit.
Maybe I'm on the number one screen. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Hi, Dina. Okay, sorry. Fantastic. So let's see. We're going to be inviting Web EV.
Yes.
Oops.
Michelle's coming in.
I gotta put this information in for Peter. Yeah. Okay.
It's the same size on your screen. Yeah, Joy. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
So we are the same size on your screen, huh? I don't know.
So yeah, done. Here we go. So as soon as you can take me out, as soon as the others in, I'm going to take a little break now, everybody. I've got to go out for my lunch, but I'll be back after lunch and I'll catch up on the replay. This has been a fantastic. Well, it's morning for me. It's 11 a.m. I've been up since 5.
Oh my goodness! Wait, 5? Which time?
5 a.m. My time. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So so this has been fantastic. Thanks, Haps. Thanks everybody that's been on. It's been awesome. So you just take me off when you're ready. I'm
okay.
Hold on a second.
Let's see. Okay, she's on. So perfect. Hi, Evie.
Hello. How's everybody doing? Happy International Women's Day.
Yes, welcome and happy International Women's Day to everybody out there in Internet land. I wanted to introduce my cohort, Web Evie. Evie, come out and tell everybody who you are.
Hi, everybody. I'm Evie Tidy Like a Hot Toddy, professional cheerleader, future best-selling novelist. Current, you know what? I'm not really sure what I'm doing currently. I've got a lot of things going on, but I am a grad student at Tulane. How's everybody doing?
Everybody is doing good. I just jumped on myself. It's been like a marathon here on HAPS. And if you didn't know, and if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter or Twitch or YouTube or any of and HAPS TV, this is a collaboration of many, many women broadcasters and some men actually as well. And we're coming to celebrate International Women's Day on all platforms. Like, I think I might have missed a few. Which ones are you broadcasting to, Evie?
I'm Facebook, my personal, and another one, and Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, all the ones they let me do too. I pushed it to. So
it's a very cool thing. It's a very cool thing. We can reach so many different people and just empower so many women around the world. So I don't know, like it's kind of like a free for all, our little conversation that we're going to be having today. I think Michelle was supposed to be joining us. So in the meantime, it's just going to be you and me.
Yeah, right now I am cleaning out all of my task manager stuff so the quality's better.
So we have Dimity here. Hi, Dimity. Hi, Yassine. Hi, Christine. Oh my goodness. All these people that are here in the audience. Wendy, sorry. So I get so excited when I get to go live with you, Evie. So it's kind of like overtaking like the whole.
I know. Same. So are you in LA or are you in Hawaii?
I am in Hawaii right now. So it is about 12 noon my time. What time is it over where you're at?
It's 5 p.m.
Oh, it's a little
That's
bit.
not bad. You're just 2 more hours that way.
Yeah. Hi, Linda.
Hello, everybody.
So I actually kind of, before I came on here, got a little thing in my email because, you know, it's because it is International Women's Day. Everybody and their mother are emailing facts and information and cool stories about International Women's Day. Mm-hmm. And I thought I would give you a little quiz and see how much you knew. How do you feel about that?
Let's do it.
And for you all that are watching in the audience too, we want you to participate as well. And type in the comments either below or to the side, depending on where you are watching from, or you know what device you are watching from, or what platform, whatever. type in there too, because this is a totally interactive broadcast. Okay, are you ready, Evie?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what year did International Women's Day begin?
Let me just take a guess and say 1971.
Okay, I'm gonna let other people guess too. You guys have about 15 seconds. I wish I had the Jeopardy music going. There we go. Are you serious? Where are all our guesses? Here they are. So Carrie's thinking 1776. Wow.
I so want to cheat and Google it.
You cannot. You cannot.
I know. I'm not.
Okay. So, I will tell you exactly what it is. Let me pull it up. It is 1911.
Whoa.
Can you believe that? Okay, I'm going to give you a little blurb about it. The first IWD was held in 1911, celebrated in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland on March 19th. Wait, March 19th? What? I don't understand here. By over 1 million people. Official events in the inaugural celebration championed women's rights to vote, work, and hold public office while denouncing discrimination, the organization reports. Tragically, less than 1 week later, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire claimed the lives of over 140 working women in New York City. The disaster awareness of labor laws in the U.S. and unjust working conditions, further fueling IWD's mission in the years that followed. Now, I don't understand why in this little blurb of information, why it says March 19th when today is March 8th. So
well, maybe one of your questions will tell us why they moved it.
You're so smart.
It might not.
Okay. Let's see. Did you know that International Women's Day is not group or organization specific?
Really? Because they've got a site and there's a theme every year. Do you know what this year's theme is?
That is actually one of the questions. Okay, so let me tell you about this. International Women's Day is not group or organization specific. See, you guys, you didn't know that you were going to be learning, and you didn't know there was going to be a test either, did you? The International Crusade is not solely organized or operated by any one government, charity, corporation, NGO, academic institution, network, or media group. Instead, IWD marks an inclusive push for action and advocacy, whatever that looks like globally at a local level. So, but Evie, you were telling me that there is an organization.
There's what?
You said there was an organization that was running this thing.
Well, there's a website, because you can go to the website and you can see what the theme is and get information and social media stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
So I don't know. Is that fake news then? You guys,
I'm going to Google and see if it's the .org.
Okay, while Evie's looking at that, I'm going to go to the next question. And do you know what the day's signature color is? Okay, don't say anything yet. Everybody that's watching, what do you think the signature color for International Women's Day is?
I'm going to just take a chance and say pink.
Wait, what color did you say?
Pink. Since they forced that upon us.
No. Oh my God, we have trolls in the audience.
Wow, that's horrible. Can we click on them and report?
It's okay, they can hang out.
Mark it spam.
Okay, so you think it was pink? Does anybody else have a guess on what is the color for International Women's Day?
Okay, how about teal?
Nope. Anybody else? We have people that only the trolls are commenting?
I'm only seeing that one dude that I reported. And I mean, I see Dimity and Carrie, but I don't see anybody else.
I think maybe they're just quiet, or maybe that there's a little bit of a lag in the comments. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what it is. It's actually purple.
I should have known that. I should have guessed that. Really?
Yes.
Purple's my thing. Another reason I like purple. Woo!
Well, Christine it said purple, so there must be a lag.
Yeah.
So I gotta just slow it down a little bit. Okay, so Wendy's like purple in all caps. She knew.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay. Number 4. Okay, that number 4 isn't really a thing. It just says it's celebrated in many ways. And number 5, which I know you know the answer to, okay, y'all that are watching, I'm going to do this really, really slow. The 2021 theme for International Women's Day this year is, okay, so while people are typing it in, Evie, do you know what previous themes were for the other years?
Oh, gosh. I know a couple of years ago, we were talking about people, women who inspired us. But no, I don't know what the specific themes were.
Well, why you brought that up, I would like to know who are some women that have inspired you, whether it's in the internet space or if it's an author or if it's somebody in pop culture.
Well, you mean besides you?
Aw. That's so sweet.
Let's see.
Okay,
well,
wait. Evie, we have
can we
a request
pause
to
to restart
this
the server
while they restart the server because there is a here. I'm ready to go. And
all right, let's see if that's better.
Back.